What's up, everybody? I'm Kyle. You might recognize me from the other numerous times of the week that Nick and I are here yelling at each other about things. I'm here tonight as a special guest on Nick and Will Love Art. I guess I'm hosting for the second, but I'm going to go ahead and bring in Will. Will is here. This is Will Gabrielle of Comic Art Page. Did I say it right? You're muted. Oh, I got to unmute you. There you go. Say it again.
I said you did indeed, and good to see you, Kyle.
I got it right.
You got it right.
So normally this is Nick and Will talking about art. Nick will be joining us in just a few minutes. He's getting some art. He's getting some more art together. He had some stuff he wanted to show people he wasn't quite ready for. So we are going to start at the beginning. Nick, tell us about what you've got on the wall behind you, man.
Well, actually, this is a batch of consignment. I do take consignment from customers, clients, collectors, sometimes other dealers. And this is from a collector dealer, I would call him. And he wanted me to help him move a few things in his collection that he uses to fund other purchases. And this gentleman likes first appearances. So there are a couple first or second appearances among these pages, and even a couple splashes and covers. But I don't know, it's a pretty varied collection of pieces here, and it's all from one collection, and it'll be fun kind of going through it.
So let's start with the first page. Let's show us something, and then we'll get into my my numerous questions.
Oh, okay, sure. I'm happy to take them. So I think I sent you a scan of this, Forgotten Realms. Do you have that?
Yep. Give me just a second, and we'll put her up right there. If I make myself big, there you go, Forgotten Realms.
There we go, Forgotten Realms. So this is a TSR property. People know TSR, Gameplay, Dungeons and Dragons, and when I first saw this piece, when he sent me a scan of it, I said, man, that looks like a Dungeons and Dragons piece. Little confession, I used to play back in grade and middle school, and the headmaster at my school was actually college roommates with the creator of Dungeons and Dragons. Little
with
interesting
Gary Gygax?
Yeah, exactly, Gygax.
I still play Dungeons and Dragons.
Do you? I haven't played in years, but I used to love it. I still have some of the handbooks and such. They're, I don't know, somewhere around here. But yeah, so we had a D&D club, and I was a member of that, and we had a lot of fun with that after school, but sometimes during school, and the headmaster would actually join us from time to time to play, which was kind of cool, But back to the art. So this is a cover. I think it's a gambling scene, and there is a thief, and I want to say a gnome, but some kind of small magical creature, and it looks like a wizard. Now, the wizard's face, the older guy standing with the beard, it is a photostat. If people aren't familiar with what photostats are, they are high-quality copies that are made to alter the artwork. So, and also add elements to the artwork. So, for example, the logo, Forgotten Realms, the DC Bullet, the TSR logo, the number 23, the prices, the Comics Code Authority, the word Such a Deal, Unreal Estate, and the credits in the bottom corner box are all photostat elements, and that is quite normal for covers. But in addition, the wizard's face is a photostat. And if you'll bear with me just 1 second, because I did not check this out. It looks like, I'm sorry, I got to put on glasses. Just give me a second. It's important information.
While you're looking, let me bring in the ugly member of the group. Hey-o.
Look who it is. And I'm loving, I want to hear this explanation of why he was late, because, we got to poke at you, man.
I was off to see the wizard.
Off to see the wizard.
I was. I'm the scarecrow if I only had a brain. So this is utter stupidity called falling behind and not reading your emails. So Kyle, you ran the ad for tonight's show, right?
I did.
And what were the two images you showed? Why don't you pop them up?
Oh, I didn't show your images because I wasn't sure when you were going to be here.
Well, pop them up right now real quick.
Give me 2 seconds.
Because this falls into the if I only had a brain.
And we'll come back to the Forgotten Realms.
Yes,
I'll
absolutely.
hold this thought.
Give me a second, Nick. Why don't you show them on your screen while I get the overlays ready?
This George Perez piece of art that I was going to put on the air tonight, and I think at a pretty good price considering the subject matter. It's sold already.
Oh man, Nick.
I know. Kyle, you do too good of a job promoting. It is so embarrassing. When I saw this, when I remembered right before going on the air thinking, oh, I got to change that art. Guess who forgot to change the art? So I scrambled to find a few other fine pieces of art to bring tonight. So
Hey, and not to make too fine of a point, if I can agree with you, I remember that story in the Temple of Brother Blood. That's a two-parter. The second two-parter about the Church of Brother Blood in New Teen Titans. So no surprise that it sold.
Yeah. So Thomas, you are the best. I'm glad that this is a grail for you, and I'm glad you love it. And you know, he emailed me telling me he was going to frame it, and he actually told me that he had a page from this issue from 30 years ago, and he sold it. No, he didn't sell it. His mom threw it out. Now that's crazy. So, Will, this is an interesting piece of information. Okay. Guess what other high-end piece of art he had? And this did not get thrown out. He sold it. But when I tell you what it is, you're going to be surprised.
Is it related to anything that you're holding in your hand?
Only that it's DC Comics.
Only that it's DC Comics. Is it bigger than a bread? No. Is it bronze, silver, modern?
It's bronze, and it has the word presents after it.
Oh, DC Comics presents.
Yep.
Not number one.
No.
But you said key.
Number 28 Starlin cover.
Okay.
And that was in the Heritage auction about a year and a half ago. Remember, we were looking at it saying, where did this come from?
Yeah.
Thomas, who bought this, is the person who put that up in auction.
Oh, okay, good.
So good. I don't think he would have done an even trade if he had held on to that. I think,
I think you had to throw something in, and you could probably reach around you somewhere and grab something that might have kind of evened things out,
Just a little
bit.
So I want everybody to see it. In all kidding aside, this is a beautiful page, and it's really one of the things that Will and I really enjoy doing when you can. I mean, anybody who buys artwork is a premium. Artwork, whether it's a $50 piece of art or a $5,000 piece of art or more. One thing that is gratifying is when it's someone who really loves it and can actually show, he sent me the information of where he was framing it. He sent me a picture of the frame. It's really gratifying, which makes me feel so much stupider than I already feel.
Happens to the best of us.
Well, and I'm the worst of us.
Don't let it happen again, though.
Right? Let's go back to Forgotten Realms. I love that cover.
Yeah, sure. I'll tell you, just to add to the New Teen Titans. So when I did see that page, it brought back a slightly painful memory for me. I was foolish enough, if you remember the cover, to New Teen Titans number 40.
Right.
Remember that cover?
Yeah.
Brother Blood is rising up out of the it looks like a lava pit, but it's some kind of bath he bathes himself in to rejuvenate himself.
Yeah.
Almost like a Lazarus pit. Well, anyway, that was for sale. And the Titans are like captive in the background, but they're tiny and
well, they're like they're on the what do you call it? They're on the
stalactites
pillars,
or stalagmites, whichever one they're on. But yeah, they're captive, and it's and the nuns in air quotes are waiting with Brother Blood's robes. But anyway, that cover came up for sale decades ago when I was a fledgling collector, and I think it was $350, and I passed on it because I said, Titans aren't that big, and you can't really see Brother Blood. Haven't seen it again.
Wow.
Painful.
The one that disappeared.
So I say that just to say, and you know this, and Kyle, you may know this, even though you haven't been in the fold quite as long, but it's the things that we don't buy that we often regret when it comes to original art. It's true.
When it comes about anything, I mean, I've got stories of letting grails go because I couldn't pull the trigger over $100 or $150. The difference between making it and not getting it is $150. And now here I am 5 years later going,
what the hell was $150?
Right, exactly. Now the book is selling for, a nicer copy than I was holding sold for 7 figures. So, who am I,
So I got a different story for you. I mean, look, obviously we're not telling anybody buy something you can't afford. We are not asking you to do that.
You can't do that.
But the stories are funny when it happens to you. So we'll make fun of it when it happens to us. We're not recommending you buy anything you can't afford. Although Will is more generous than me. I'm put a percentage down on any art you want to buy tonight, and I'll give you 30 days to finish paying. Will give you up to 60 days and at a lower deposit. So he's just a nicer guy. I just don't want to sell my art. But I'm bringing it on the air for fans to have the opportunity. You got to pay it forward. The story is I was lucky to pick up a certain Daredevil cover by John Romita Jr. that had Typhoid Mary on it.
Yes.
And someone emailed me a few weeks ago and said, I wondered where that ended up. Did John still have it, or did you buy it from somebody else? I just said, look, let's just say it doesn't matter, And he said, yeah, the sucky part about that is at a Mid-Ohio Con 30 years ago, I had the chance to buy it, and I had $75 in my pocket, and John wouldn't sell it for less than $85 because Typhoid Mary was based on his girlfriend.
Man,
I think that may be the one time where I said you should have gotten the extra $10. But I'm not complaining because it wouldn't have come my way.
I don't know. Borrow, beg, not steal, but borrow,
not
beg.
Steal. So
yeah, I mean, I'm guilty of, and the story I tell is, and it cost me a relationship, but I overdrafted my bank account to buy an ASM 36.
Meteor Man, no less.
Yeah. And because I needed it for the Fill the Run, right? And I overdrafted the bank account, and the girlfriend got all angry. It cost me the relationship, but I have a full run of Spider-Man, and I'm a heck of a lot happier than she is. So sometimes you got to take those chances.
Well, we got a buddy, and Will tell you the part of the story whether or not he's willing to tell it. So a friend of mine bought the FF cover, Vince Laterio, really good friend of mine. Matter of fact, when I was 13 years old, Vince would drive me to conventions from when I was 13 to 16 because I didn't have a driver's license.
Well, let's hope not.
Guy. Huh?
I said, let's hope not at 13 or 14.
Right? Although I'll tell you a story about my brother driving, but that'll be another day and not on live TV. John has the cover of FF 249, Gladiator holding the thing in the air, right? And John wanted $60 for it. And Vince bought it for the $60. And everybody was like, how could you pay $60 for a cover? I mean, you can pick up a cover for $25. I mean, you can pick up a classic cover by name a person, and Vince was just like, look, it's a cover. It's a John Byrne cover. It's like I'll pay the extra $35 this time. So a couple of years later, fast forward, Vince is now. I mean, Byrne is working on Superman at DC, and he does the Action Comics cover, emulating it, homaging his own cover.
Mm-hmm.
And now Byrne wants $200, and this is when Byrne covers were going for maybe $1.25, right? Right? And everybody's like, "Oh, that's Superman. It's not even FF or X-Men. What are you doing? You're overpaying." And Vince was just like, "Look, they go together, right?" So let's just say Vince was very happy he stretched his budget because it gave him the money to put a down payment on his house.
Yeah, much later.
Much later, 10 or 15 years later. So if there's any other part of the story that Will wants to add to, that's up to him. Otherwise, we will go back to Forgotten Realms.
I will just say that I saw both covers, and it was inscribed to to Vince. It would have been funny if it was inscribed to you, Nick, but no, it was inscribed to Vince. And I just remember saying, I don't remember a collector named Vince, a Byrne collector, because I knew most of Byrne collectors back then.
Right.
And but a buddy of mine somehow found Vince and bought both those covers and had them for a number of years. But beautiful covers, exceptional. And once upon a time back then, you indeed had to overpay to pull things out of people because, $60, $200, even in the early 90s, it wasn't changing your life. It was money, but it wasn't changing your life money. So
it's interesting, some of these stories, but I think Will hit the nail on the head. If we're talking about $10 or even $50 today, try and get the money. If it's going to make you happy, because what's rule number one of collecting art? Buy what you love. If you don't love it, don't buy it. Don't buy to speculate. Don't buy because it's an investment. Buy it because it gives you that emotional gratification that cannot be replaced.
Hey, that's a T-shirt slogan. Buy what you love.
Buy what you love and love what you buy. Kyle, so you love that Spider-Man 36 more still, right?
Do you still have it?
It's a lot less crazy than what I traded it for. But no, I definitely still have it.
Okay.
I think that's the one we wound up getting graded. I don't remember for sure. But I have a couple copies of that cover, and I needed it to fill out the run. So I think we graded that copy. But the big win I got out of it was that it was the first time I dealt with that particular dealer. And we have a relationship that still exists. I'm still buying from that particular, he deals in keys and especially Spider-Man keys. And we still, work together semi-regularly. So I think that was the big win out of the deal.
Okay. Interestingly enough, if I can just add, so Spidey 36, Meteor Man, I mean, not a household name villain, let's say, but one of the best illustrated issues of ASM by Steve Ditko. I mean, in terms of the original, I've seen, I don't know, at least a third, maybe 40% of issues of original issues of Ditko, and I can tell you 36 is one of the best drawn issues. I think my last year of college, I worked out a trade to get the splash page, the original splash page of that. It was way less expensive than it is now, obviously. I think it was around $15,000 in 1995 is what it would have been valued at. I mean, you can't even touch a character page for that now, but beautiful, beautiful splash. And I had to drive up to the Upper East Side of Manhattan to pick that up. But Yeah, beautiful piece. I eventually sold it, but yeah, beautiful issue.
Yeah, as a Spider-Man collector, there's only a couple of books that I like more than that one. And when I say that, there are characters I like more than Meteor Man, but I think the art is some of the most well drawn.
It is
Spider-Man that Ditko ever did.
In the teens, if you look at around issue 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, those issues beautifully illustrated. Now, I've seen pages to 11, 12, 13, I think 16. A lot of those issues have kind of gone off the map. But yeah, those, and then the last couple issues that he did before the big split with Stan, some of the best drawn issues in terms of originals. And here's a little tidbit, if I can just add one more thing. It is surprising to most collectors how pristine looking Ditko ASM pages are when you see them in person. The first time I saw pages, maybe at a Christie's auction or something like that, in the very early 90s, one of the first times, the pages looked like brand new. They were like bright white, and you think, how can something from like 1965, 66 look so pristine? But it was the way they were stored, and they were kept together as complete issues for decades, until they became worth real money.
Well, the funny thing is, you bring up a good point, and I remember asking you at one point, and I also double checked with Mike Berkey, because my best friend from grade school passed away young at 45 years old, and I remember one of my first experiences with a comic was those pocketbooks that were released by Del Rey. No, not Del Rey. I can't remember who, but they were little black and white reprint books, pocket size.
Bantam, somebody.
Bantam. That's it. It was Bantam. Yes. And the story I remember the most was Spider-Man number 10, the big man, with Fancy Dan, Montana, the Ox.
Yeah.
And that always stuck with me. So when there was a Marvel team up by Ron Friends that had them, and I picked up a page, Ryan Osley did an issue with the big man. I picked up a page, and I think I picked up a Pat Olaf page somewhere. And when there was this one auction, and it had a page from that issue with Spider-Man giving Aunt May a blood transfusion that saved her life, and you saw the big man at the bottom right, and just really beautiful 6-panel page. You look at it and you think, who was better at panel pages besides Steve Ditko and Dave Gibbon? It's like those two guys are freaking awesome with panel pages.
Yeah. Especially the 9-panel pages, when it's 9 panels. They almost invented that in a way,
I know. And I was able to get the page, and I get the page. I'm like, where's the whiteout? I was like, this isn't yellowed at all. How the heck? I've never seen a page this clean. I don't see a page this clean today.
Yeah.
How did this page end up so clean?
Yeah.
And, you told me, nope, Ditko was like that. It's like, all right, man had good discipline.
I can't remember which issue, but one of the issues, one, maybe two, but let's just say one for now, was altered. So it was probably something editorial, but I remember there was whiteout and just other correctional elements that you don't normally see with Ditko artwork. And it was kind of surprising. But anyway, we should shift back to Forgotten Realms. Let me just finish that thought. Kyle, I can't hear you.
There we go. I'm back.
Okay.
But good. While we're talking about this, real quick, I want to get back to Forgotten Realms. We'll get there in just a second. Sure. Talking about those Ditko pages, as a new art collector, and I know getting the original pages is a pipe dream. Like, I know how much they cost. They're extremely
Tough
hard to come.
now. It's
They're
tough,
hen's
yeah.
teeth. But do the colored pages exist?
I don't know as much about color guides, to be honest. I mean, I've
Mhm.
actually just kind of I actually purchased my first color guide last year. I just on a whim, and it was a complete story. And I just thought, oh, I bought this as a kid. This will be fun. It'll be like flipping through the comic. And ironically, it wasn't much more expensive than a high grade copy of the comics. I thought, why not? But I never paid a lot of attention. I was familiar with what they were. I can tell you this, that there seems to be a lot of DC color guides that exist that are in the market. I don't see Marvel color guides as often. Doesn't mean they don't exist, because frequently, like one of the reasons why there's so many DC color guides is Jack Adler, the Adler collection came out, and there were thousands of color guide pages and covers and, you know, comics in there that just got released, and a lot of them went through eBay. They went through a dealer's hands, but yeah, I don't know, but that would be I agree with you. That would be a great way if you could pick up, oh, I don't know, Spidey 36 complete color guide story. I mean, that would be fantastic, because it is still an original part of the production of the artwork. I mean, there is a lot of hand work in there with the it's usually watercolors.
And
I think White Whale Acquired, I think is what I'm going to call that. I think that's my goal, is to own color guides of early Spider-Man pages. That's my new thing.
I will say this.
I'll keep a lookout.
Yeah, and I will say this. If this is a goal, Kyle, buy him now. Because I got to tell you, many years ago, like 6 years ago, I bought the color guide to Secret Wars #1 cover. And I got it at $50, which was cheap as can be for a color guide cover. Today, multiples of that. Multiples of the $50. I mean, going back to what Will said, the earliest color guides I've seen from Marvel are in the late 70s.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff from the late 70s and early 80s, but even bronze and newer, you don't see a ton. I mean, 90s stuff you see a little more, but you know, Nick, you know, you mentioned it was $50. I mean, I remember seeing entire stories for 50, 20-page stories for $50. I mean, at show. Bob Horn shows, you know, that used to Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah.
I remember there were complete color guide stories, and, you know, individual color guide pages were $1 to $5 each, and $5 was expensive at the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'll definitely keep an eye out if I see anything, Kyle. You know, that would be pretty cool.
I'm a little bummed I wasn't there for that, to be real honest. All right, let's get back to Forgotten Realms.
Look at the bright side, Kyle. You know what you should not be bummed about not being there? You got 15 more years than I do right now. So look at the bright side. I've burned 15 years more than you have.
But we're not going to get into that if I had a DeLorean thing. But let's get back to Forgotten Realms.
It's painful. If I could just go 88 miles per hour. I mean, seriously. We're
talking about photostats.
The photostats. So all the, text elements are photostats. The wizard's face, his head, his face. I was looking underneath. I was holding it up to the light to see if there was artwork underneath. There unfortunately is no artwork underneath. But editorial must have decided they did not like the face, and they posted that on there. That was pasted on there. The rest of the cover, other than the normal text elements, are all original. It's a Rags Morales cover. I think Rags is a great artist. $895. It's a good looking piece, and I mean, covers under $1,000 are kind of tough. TC says, "Are we actually going to sell any artwork tonight?" Yeah, we're moseying to it. We're getting there.
Yeah, TC, I'm a noob here. I don't know much about art, so I'm going to take my opportunity to ask these guys my questions. But we're going to go through some stuff. We got some killer stuff for you to see here. So all of the graphics there all the graphic design elements were laid in after his photo stats, and then they did the face. Is that why the face looks like it's on a different, like, I don't know, there's a light
got a
behind it?
different sheen to it. It's a different type of paper. It's got sort of a slicker, and it reflects light differently. So that it's a quick way to pick out photostats by looking at the reflectivity of the paper.
Interesting.
The thing that I'll add is TC, yes, I'm going to reiterate what Will said. We are selling art tonight, but leading up to tonight's show, we did get some correspondence from people. We're doing something new to an audience because we love the art. We love comics. We say this all the time. Please frequent your local comic retailer. Without your LCS, without books being made, there is no original art. I think the last few weeks got away from us where it was supposed to be as much informational as it was sales, and we were just having fun. And a lot of fans just don't know as much about original art. So we wanted to do that. So I'll give the sticker shock piece of art for tonight then, just to throw the sticker shock. Which Kyle pissed at me about, by the way. Kyle is so pissed at me. So we've got, there it is, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man 24 cover. Let me take it out of the plastic. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man 24 cover. One More Day. Joe Quesada art. It is unbelievably beautiful. And the thing that really, look at this. Joe is channeling. He's channeling Quesada, Ditko, and McFarlane all at once. Look at that Spider-Man. With Mephisto now being rumored to be part of... Okay, wait. Kyle, before I say another word, throw out the word spoiler. Spoiler alert. Not going to say a word till I see spoiler alert. And no, not spoiler alert about this, because this came out 12 years ago. If you haven't read this yet, forget about the spoiler alert.
Let's see. Spoilers. There we go. I'm going to take my headphone out of my ear.
There you go. So Mephisto is rumored to be part of WandaVision. Mephisto is rumored to be part of Heroes Reborn. Mephisto is rumored to be part of quite a few events in the Marvel Universe. So since Mephisto was the antagonist in One More Day, I thought it would be cool to show this Quesada cover. Now, Joe hardly draws anymore. Again, still vice president at Marvel Comics. He spends more time helping to manage the stories, work with the writers and the artists, work on the art that's coming in, and not drawing as much himself. So this is the marquee item of the night from Nick. This is $15,000 if you're interested. So this is the sticker shock price. But trust me, this is well worth it, but you won't break my heart if you are not interested, because I love this cover, but we wanted to bring more attention to the shows, and I thought putting this on the air tonight would help get us attention for people to be excited.
Man,
It's
that
true.
Quesada is a jack of all trades. What a talent.
To quote Arthur, he doesn't suck. And for anybody under 45, Arthur is from the movie Arthur. Dudley Moore.
Let's say Dudley Moore, right?
Yeah. What's it like to be a multimillionaire? It doesn't suck. So, no, Quesada is one of the best artists that's ever been around. His Daredevil run is up there, in my opinion, with Frank Miller, Gene Colan, David Mazzucchelli. When you're looking at people that really left their mark, Quesada is one of them. I'll give you another little quick piece of trivia. Paul Gulacy started inking Bob Brown on Daredevil, and I think that was one of the first jobs he ever had. Hunter, how you doing, man? I hope you got your cheapest page I've ever offered free. Did that come in the mail yet?
But he says Quesada pages are a big goal for me. I think they're a big goal for anyone, right? Joe Quesada, changed the face of Marvel in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And his art is just one of them.
Literally.
I think that without Joe Quesada and Jimmy Palmiotti with Marvel Knights changing the way Marvel approached projects, there you go. It's delivering tomorrow. All right, man. I'm
Wonderful.
really happy. I think that the industry would not be what it is today if it wasn't for Joey and Jimmy with Marvel Knights, and then if it wasn't Joe becoming editor-in-chief of Marvel. So you want to talk about the butterfly effect, sliding doors? I don't want to even imagine where we would be without Joe having reinvigorated Marvel. You know, there are touchstones in our industry, and I wish I could be one of them. But reality is, you know, there are people that came in and changed the course of the industry, like Joe Quesada, like Eric Stevenson at Image Comics, where he focused more on bringing in high-profile writers, that it would be hard to imagine where we would be without that.
Man, I haven't talked to him in years, Eric Stevenson.
Busy guy, you know?
He was a collector back in the day. I used to sell him pages.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
And buy pages from him, yeah.
So what do we got next, Will? Now that I've talked for like 8 minutes on Quesada, your turn.
I'm not gonna try and top you with the high end piece. I'm gonna have something higher end than we normally. And I don't know. You know what, Kyle? You got to give me just 1 second to send it to you.
All right.
Give you where's your email? There you are. I'm sorry, folks. We're a little behind.
Yeah. So let me ask this question.
Yep.
I'm gonna ask a question for everybody who's out there and for my own self. Hunter has a piece of art coming in the mail tomorrow.
Okay.
Hunter's going to get that piece of art, and I don't know what his plans are for it. If he's going to run it right to the frame store, if he's going to, what is he going to do? How should you, if you want to display your art, what would you say is the entry level way to display your art? Because it's not like it's a print where you can just stick thumbtacks in the corners. Like somebody will kill you for that. But how would you tell a noob to display their art if they can't run right out and get it framed up with nice UV glass and that kind of stuff?
Okay. That's it. You want to tackle that, Nick, or you want me to?
Well, I mean, there's a couple of ways. I mean, well, yeah. I mean, you could just Google and buy just a file folder that most people use, or you could go a little bit more high end and get the Mylar type folders to hold the not folders, packaging, just like a Mylar bag holds a comic.
And then
yeah, I agree. Okay.
Just you put it on, like you want to hang it on the wall. Is a regular frame going to do the job if you put it in that Mylar?
Well, don't put it in the Mylar.
Okay.
I
mean, I guess I'm asking, other than keeping it out of direct sunlight, what should I be doing that I need to know about?
It depends. If you want it, two things. There are collectors that want to frame. They want to load the walls up, and that's fine. They want to marvel at it whenever they're in the room. You want to either keep it out of direct sunlight for sure. You also have to be careful of what type of lighting you have in that room long term. But there are UV protective frames. Now they're a little more expensive, but that's one option. Another option is to get a portfolio, such as Itoya portfolio, for example. And a lot of collectors, because they advertise as archivally safe, they just put the raw page in the portfolio. I personally prefer to put it in a Mylar sleeve and then put it in the portfolio. So you have to account for the size of the Mylar sleeve, not just the size of the page. That's typically my preferred way of displaying or storing, because I like to see the borders of the page. That sometimes there's notes. You can take it out. You can look. Sometimes there's things on the back, whether it's like a sketch or notations, or maybe it's a new character on the page and the artist or writer is trying out their powers, their name, whatever. So I love the art, but I also enjoy the process behind it. So I like to see the raw page. But yeah, either Mylar sleeve and put it in a portfolio, keep it somewhere, flat in the dark. not too moist, you know, or if you're going to put it in a frame, make sure you get a UV frame. I mean, or at least keep it out of direct sunlight for sure.
Right. I'm thinking my dark windowless room that is my studio. Probably the light is not my biggest concern, more is the temperature fluctuation and that kind of stuff. But I think I'm just going to focus on getting my stuff framed. But I wondered what the other options were out there for people who, are like, I spent my budget on the art. I don't really have the budget to frame it right now.
That was always me. I did not want to spend extra money on framing because I thought, for every 10 frames, I could have another piece of art. And particularly when you're going back in the day when art was a lot cheaper. I mean, hell, in some cases, the frame was another piece of art. So for me, it was, no, it's going in a portfolio. I'm starting to change my mind on that. I'm going to frame some pieces up pretty soon. I'm moving my office space, so I will put some things on the wall. But yeah, it's a personal preference. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting, the difference that people have, but in how they display things and how they think about things like that.
Yeah.
So I like I said, I've bought original, and a lot of the stuff I've bought has been smaller, not the big full scale stuff like we're talking about now. So it's an interesting kind of dichotomy.
When
how
you say smaller, if you could clarify, are you talking small art or are you talking comic? Okay.
So like talking... instead of those are full spread pages. These are more
standard
11 by 17-ish.
Yeah, 11 by 17 is called standard size or modern size art, which basically the industry embraced around 1967, 68, 69. Yep,
and the pieces I've bought in the past are from the 80s and 90s. So
okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Let me grab this. I sent you a scan finally. I was a little slow getting it. But we'll go into it. So this is my sort of higher end piece. It's from Detective Comics number 486, and it is it's the backup story. It's a Robin story when he's away at college, and he still is who he is. He's Dick Grayson college student, but he's also still the Boy Wonder, and miraculously he finds all kinds of crime going on around the campus. But this is Kurt Schaffenberger's Splash, and beautifully done. I mean, he's on the rooftop. There are students running in fear. There's a graveyard. You can see tombstones down there. And, of course, to remind us where he comes from, the element of the bat. And Kurt Schaffenberger pencils, Jack Abel inks. Jack Abel, I think, is one of the most underrated inkers out there. He died sort of early in his career, and I think he's just one of the sort of unsung heroes of inking. And I don't know, it's $22.95, so it's not quite 15 grand high end like Nick was showing us, but it's it's up there. It's not a sort of introductory level page for a newer collector, but it's reachable.
I think that the important thing to point out here, and I'll point it out, is the fact that while Will is 100% right, that is a reachable price. That is an affordable price for a splash. Because one thing to keep in mind that we're seeing is a lot of artwork is shooting up in price, whether you can watch it on the heritage auctions or any other auctions, whether it's Metropolis. I mean, Metropolis with Comic Connect had 2 covers last time that went over $100,000 when you included the buyer's premium. Heritage is now having record prices realized. As the price of covers and pages go up, the interior splashes will go up much quicker percentage-wise because they're more affordable. So if you're able to afford this piece, if you're a Robin fan, if you're a Schaffenberger fan, And I agree on Jack Abel. He is an underappreciated artist, probably because his line was so good and he complimented the artist so much. He really was able to bring out the best of the artist as opposed to overpowering.
I see you. He was able. You're playing on words there, Nick.
Exactly. But, Will's willing to do 20% down and the rest within 60 days. He'll work with you. This is a page to get if you can figure out how to make it work within your budget. Because
it's a just to emphasize, it is a Bronze Age title splash, 1979. They're not making these things anymore. This is a little over 40-year-old Bronze Age splash. And there are I shouldn't say surprising, there's a lot of Robin collectors out there over the years that I've come across. I don't know if they wanted to be Batman's sidekick growing up and they just, still gravitated towards Robin, but there's a lot of Robin collectors out there.
I can honestly say I think it is to a degree that they were Robin fans because they wanted to be with Batman. And the thing is when you grow up with a character as a fan, you still identify with that character the most. Like I still love, as much as I love George Perez doing Wally West on Teen Titans, I still love the Flash by Infantino, by all the greats, even more so. And it's just a matter of what you grew up with. And I think a lot of people who grew up with Robin still love Robin. And, when you think about it, you look at the Teen Titans that was on the DC premium streaming service. You've got Robin as a leader there. Robin was still the head of the Teen Titans on Cartoon Network, if I'm remembering correctly. He still plays a strong part in the world, And
that DC streaming service has come up in the world because now it's part of HBO Max because, of course, Warner Brothers owns HBO and DC, but it's all blended together. So I say that because it's got a much wider audience. People that are, kind of monkeying around, finding their way in HBO Max might come across. There's a DC section that you can go to.
There's two shows on HBO Max that were on the DC streaming service that anybody who watches them realizes how great they are. Teen Titans, Doom Patrol. So,
and I'd add Young Justice. I like, animated Young Justice.
Yeah.
Where Robin again is prominently featured.
I think the most important thing, if you show that page again, just show it real quick. I think one of the most, you look at the subtleties and the lighting there, and again, it's just a really great splash page. So I know I'm spending a little bit of extra time selling it for Will, but it is a thing of beauty if you can make this work. It is for what it is, absolutely affordable.
It is. I agree. I totally agree.
All right, we're getting close to that top of the hour time, so let's do one more. Let's see one more page, and then we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back and we'll really hit it hard.
So I am a huge fan of Gene Colan, as we were just talking about with Daredevil. And during one of the CAF updates, I picked up this 1983 World's Finest splash from World's Finest 299 with Superman and Batman. Now, the thing that I'll say about this, it's kind of funny. I really gravitate towards buying art from 82, 83, 84, because that's when I started buying comics with covers on them. Let me see if the indicia comes through here. You tell me. Looks like just barely. So you can see the indicia. Not that that's the most important thing to see. Looking at the art is the most important thing. So this is a splash, but you're not seeing the front like you were seeing on Robin, and it's not as old as the Schappenberger one. So I'm going to put this one out there for $950. So it's a very well-priced splash. A lot of word balloons. I don't think that changes anything on it. I think the most important part of this right now is that it's Gene Colan. And let's just say that looking at Superman and Batman's cast, they've got nice cast. Throwing that out there. But again, 1983. I mean, this is 38 years old. So it's a sweet, sweet deal at that price. Again, I'll say what I always say. You will not break my heart if you don't buy it. But if you do want it, sharing and paying it forward, I'm fine with 20% down, 80% within 30 days. Up until now, I kept saying 50% down, 50% within 30 days. But you know what? Will's got the better attitude about it, and he led the way. You know, we're presenting premium items on the air for you. So if you're going to buy a premium item and you're seeing it for the first time, I'm fine with 20% down.
Good.
I mean, I think he spent at least what you're asking for it just in black ink. I mean, the negative space on that is amazing.
It is, and you know that is I had to look it up. I thought it was, but I had to look it up. That's Steve Mitchell inks, who happens to be. I really like Steve Mitchell inks. Now there are like two camps of that. There's guys that like love it like I do, and then there's guys that like I don't really. But I will say, and I won't say any names, but one of the people that kind of poo-pooed Steve Mitchell inks knows Steve Mitchell, and they used to gamble together. So I think there's more to it than his actual skills as to why, you know, he was kind of like, yeah, I don't like Steve Mitchell inks. But anyway,
somebody took a bad beat at the poker table.
Yeah,
right.
Something like that. But yeah, no, I mean, you know, Steve Mitchell, great inker.
Now, look, he really just did the job. I mean, look, you look at this Gene Colan art, it's not heavy-handed. This is Gene Colan a little bit cleaned up, but you're still seeing Gene. And that's the key with some inkers. Look, when Klaus Janson around this time inked Carmine Infantino at DC on the Flash, I can say I don't think anyone inked Carmine as well as Klaus did. But Klaus was a heavier-handed inker at the time. But that's who Carmine needed at the time.
Yeah.
Gene, I think, did not need a heavy-handed inker. And I think that's why this looks so great the way it does.
Very cinematic. Gene Colan, really lovely gentleman. I had the pleasure of meeting only once. But, you know, had a nice little conversation, took a few pictures. Yeah, really cinematic. You know, he had sort of a cinematic view of comic storytelling. You really could take his panels and sort of put them right on the screen.
I got an idea for what we should do after the break.
Are we going to make a movie with Gene Colan panels, or?
No, that's all right.
Okay.
No, this is what we're going to do. You and I are going to pick a piece of artwork, and you will talk about my art, and I'll talk about your art. We'll do a 5-minute talk-off.
That sounds like a good plan because I can't contribute. So we will be.
Title.
And depending what you pick, I don't know. It might not be 5 minutes.
Ooh, this could be fun.
That being said, guys, we'll be back in just a couple minutes after this commercial break.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit ComicShopLocator.com to find a store near you.
What's up, everybody? This is Nick and Will Love Art. I am neither Nick nor Will, which I suppose is good for both of them. But we are back here on the Comic Book Shopping Experience. Thank you for tuning in. They set it up before the break, and I'm going to bring them on so that it's all the suspense is built up. In the legends of the great pitchmen of yore, Ron Popeil and the Slap Chop guy, Nick and Will are going to try and sell each other's art for 5 minutes. You guys ready? Are you amped up? Are you ready?
We are ready, and I'm actually going to give Will a choice. So, not Sophie's choice, but a choice. You can either talk about Tim Sale, okay? Little Tim Sale. You can talk about Joe St. Pierre. Whoa, baby. Okay? Or you can talk about Paul Ryan. So, Sale, Pierre, Ryan.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Ryan.
Okay. Right. The piece that I would want to sell the least because it has Daredevil in it is the one you had to pick. Man, I hope you butcher this sales page. All right. So what are you showing?
I think I'm actually having a hard time seeing it. I think I might. So it looks like it's from Fantastic Four.
It is. It's Fantastic Four 378. No.
Okay.
Yeah, 378.
378. So Paul Ryan, I would call him a sturdy journeyman of penciling. I mean, he's a longtime Marvel guy. He had quite a long run on Fantastic Four, West Coast Avengers, quite a few other titles. But this looks like it's a great shot at Daredevil. It looks like he's in the negative zone, perhaps, and it looks like a spider's web grabbing him back.
Yep, that's exactly right, because Daredevil is fully blind in the negative zone.
Oh, man, that is interesting. So, and it looks like in the first panel, it looks like we have one of the FF, maybe Johnny? Is that Johnny?
Him and
Johnny's
him and Sue have the same kind of ass, so I can't tell.
Yeah, that's, oh, man, that's going to, okay. And it looks like,
well.
It looks like maybe... Well. Maybe the scrolls in the background. I'm sorry, I really can't see the page too well, but it's a Paul Ryan Fantastic Four page.
Well, you've got Molecule Man. You've got a few. So yeah, it's a scroll Molecule Man.
Looks like Claw, maybe.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, Claw. Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't see Molecule Man. Okay. Claw. So you have some mainstay FF villains, Skrulls and Claw. And then you have the guest appearance of Daredevil, which goes all the way back to FF39, Jack Kirby, Stan Lee, classic Marvel.
A blind man will lead them.
A blind man will lead them. And it looks like he's come back to lead them into the negative zone. And the irony of it, the blind superhero who's blind in the negative zone. Yeah. It's a great shot at DD. It's a huge shot at DD. It's just one of those pages that you're probably not going to get much DD in FF, and I know you're a big DD fan, so I'm trying to butcher this a little bit.
Well, I tell you what I would offer this at if somebody really wanted it.
Yeah, let's hear what you will offer it for.
$1,400.
$1,400.
And I bought this from our friend Anker, so we know I didn't get it cheap.
Oh,
Hey, quality page, man. It's a quality page.
it is a quality page.
Look, here's the thing. I'll never be able to afford Daredevil by Jack Kirby in the FF. That's just a reality check. So being able to get Daredevil in the FF is a once in a lifetime for me. So I did buy this, and I am offering it for sale. I'll say what I say every week. I'm not offering the art for sale because I want to offer it, but I am offering the art for sale because as we're trying to bring more attention and awareness to art, it's easier to express the pieces that I love and talk about the pieces that I love. So that's why I'm presenting pieces that I really don't want to sell. So, Will, your turn.
All right, well, then I guess I got to give you a choice here. Let's see. No, we already did that. Okay, here we go. So you have a choice of Sal Velluto.
I love Sal Velluto.
Okay, well, that's probably what you're going to pick. Mike Perkins.
Oh, I love Mike Perkins.
Or Alex Sanchez.
Alex Sanchez is really good, but I don't recognize what that's the cover to. Is it a
It's,
Ninja?
Ninjak number 27.
Okay. So since I don't recognize that, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, I didn't recognize any of yours, really. I mean, other than the titles and the artists. But
there you go. What I would say is
Perkins or Velluto?
let's do Perkins. Let's do
Perkins. Hey, let's do
Yeah.
Perkins. Okay.
I think to a degree.
Oh, I'm sorry. I grabbed the wrong one. Here we go.
You
Perkins.
really wanted me to talk about the Velluto. I really love this cover. Actually, you and I talked about me buying this cover, and this goes back to making sure. Yeah. It was when we were looking at the All-Star Squadron, and I just had to make some tough decisions.
Okay.
So the cover to me is such an ideal cover, especially when you have, the Rhino's cool, Jigsaw's cool, Dr. Doom is cool, but Elektra and Punisher together are just so ideal because it makes me think how close Daredevil, the Punisher, came to meeting Elektra before she got killed, because Daredevil 181 was the death of Elektra, 182 to 184 was the Punisher issues. And it just makes you think, I wonder what that would have been like, and first of all, I think Mike Perkins is one of the most underappreciated artists in the industry and one of the best artists in the industry.
Yeah, he's good.
It's just the blacks on the Punisher are perfect. The fact that he gave each of the headshots a different personality, whether it's Dr. Doom or Rhino or Jigsaw or Elektra. But what I love the most, and I love a lot about it, but what I love the most is the fact that the Punisher has that grit and determination in his face. And even though I can't see his eyes right now, but it's in his eyes. And Elektra has that self-assuredness that, she maybe should have had a little bit of less self-assuredness in Daredevil 181. That's the only thing I'll say. But she has that self-assuredness of who she is. And, what's the price point on this? Because I can't remember. I think it was under $2,000, but
it is indeed. This is the Punisher number 5 cover from 2011. It's the 50th anniversary variant.
Oh, okay.
And it is all Mike Perkins. It's one of those 1 in 50 retailer incentive variant covers. And it's $1,795, $1,795.
And it's a really fair price. It absolutely is. It's just great characterization. It's already 10 years old. I mean,
How about it?
literally, it's already 10 years old. And like you said, it's the 50th anniversary cover. And I just, it's outside of putting in your own logo overlay. If you were to buy it and you wanted to spend the $75 or however much it is, this is a fantastic cover. And, everything from the trench coat to the skull on his chest, it's got everything going for it. This is just ideal. And, when you look at what Perkins has done over the years, he's traded off with Steve Epting on Captain America, inked Butch Guice on Captain America, worked on Green Lantern, working on Swamp Thing, did the Tales from the Dark Multiverse, Crisis on Infinite Earths. When you look at everything he's done and everything he has yet to do, because that man is still in his prime, this is a chance to get a cover, a 50th anniversary cover at a great price. I think it's a great deal. And again, if it's $1,795, you're basically saying for $360, somebody can put that down and pay it within 60 days. I mean, again, only if you can afford it. If you could definitely afford it, but putting down just under $400 and another $1,400 over the course of 2 months, this is a really affordable cover.
And little tidbit, originally, I see it penciled on the back, is sold for $1,500 from the artist himself, or at least his rep.
Right.
So, not a huge markup from 10 years ago.
Not at all. I mean, that's far less than the cost of inflation. Kyle's sitting there like, I get to look at art for free.
Hey, that's the dream, man. All of us,
Yeah.
Admission to this convention. I'm just here.
So, I think
Which one did you like more, Kyle? Now we got to ask you. We're putting you in the hot seat. We did all the talking. Did you like Paul Ryan FF or did you like Mike Perkins Punisher?
You're going to make me say something I don't want to say. I've met Mike Perkins. So he is – I'm going to pick Mike Perkins only because I've met him and I think he's great. I think Paul Ryan's art is phenomenal, and I love Daredevil more than I like Punisher. But it's like asking somebody to pick against their friends, You don't.
Yeah. Well, you
got to go with the home team.
The other thing,
don't bet against your friends.
You did a better job describing it. Excuse my back. Better job describing it than I did because honestly, I couldn't see that FF page too well, and I got my glasses on.
I've got to get better lighting.
Well, I do too.
Actually, when you were putting that art away, I wasn't sure maybe if that wasn't your buttocks at that point. Maybe you were the model.
Definitely not.
Gonna have some fun. We're just having fun. We're goofing,
We'll just take Nick out of the stream. It's fine. But let's talk about those other two pages that Nick didn't pick. Will, you sent me scans of the one that's over your shoulder.
Bloodshot.
That shoulder. Yeah, the Bloodshot.
Yeah. So
and I was staring at those.
Sal Valuto page, and of course, Bloodshot was just made into I guess it was a major motion picture because it was like streamed and kind of released. Vin Diesel, but this is obviously a great property because the cinematic universe, not Marvel, but just cinematic universe in general, wanted to pick it up, and here we have on the page the man himself, the super soldier, who regenerates. And you can kind of see some of the action he gets into.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it, there's a ton of, I don't know if the word you'd use in this case is movement, but the way it's drawn, it really drags your eye down the page. to that shot with the sniper scope at the bottom.
It does. It does. I mean, a lot of nice detail on this. And, this, not to make a cross-company comparison, but it almost reminds me of like a Marvel Deathlock type of page. That's what it kind of reminds me of. Another super soldier. So maybe there's that. But yeah, I mean, good use of I mean, this is one thing that a lot of the more modern artists do than older artists, is the use of negative space with like the border. So they're using that, but it sort of incorporates into the border itself. I mean, it's interesting the way it's laid out.
Right. Like I said, it's, when you look at the page, you start at the top and then there's that hard line, that big, thick black line just right through the middle of
the scene. Right through the scene, yeah.
Right. Breaking the panel up. And then you start coming down and there's that action kind of sequence there. And then it's the weird 3 bubble panel, where it's the chest shot.
The trinoculars. That's what what the cyborg type guy is seeing.
Right. The trinoculars, I like that name, but it's this, that's a unique perspective and a unique look, right? You don't see that on every page of every book. And then you've got the nice round headshot, close up, kind of the kill shot sort of shot. Like I said, it really does. And then the thick black lines all around it really do bring you down from the top through the whole piece. So it's Sal Velluto and Jeff Albrecht. 1997 Valiant Comics, Bloodshot, number 3, page 7.
Valiant. I mean, almost a quarter century old. And I mean, this is a nice price point. Valiant artwork is more and more in demand. It had an upsurge about 10 years ago, and it seems to be having another one, and probably has something to do with the movie.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, talking about the movie, you're right. Actually, Bloodshot was one of the last major motion pictures. It literally came out the weekend of the shutdown, and the movie was very well received, and the movie was very good. And when they put it on streaming, it did phenomenal. So my hat's off to Sony and Valiant for putting together a great movie. DMG, all of them. It was just really well put together. When it comes to Sal Velluto is, in my opinion, an artist who is great and has never been on the right book that would take him to the next level. Unfortunately, even when he did this Bloodshot series, we're looking at Bloodshot at the end of the first Valiant universe. Valiant had 3 lives. They're in their 3rd life right now, and they've got great books coming out. Cullen Bunn, Tim Seeley is working with them. What I'll say about this is this was at the end. I'm not saying that it wasn't a good book, but it was at a time where people were dropping books and the industry was in trouble. But if you look at the execution, you look at the mechanics of the page, it's beautiful. Where I'm going with this is that Sal Velluto, to me, is kind of like, and not artistically the same, but like Don Heck or other artists where people didn't realize till later how great they were. Don Newton. I mean, we talked about this last week, I think, where I was picking up Don Newton pages $100 to $300. And then all of a sudden, Don Newton pages after Detective 526 came out started to shoot into $2,000-$3,000 for panel pages. This is a really good page. It's a great price. I think Jeff Albrecht did a fantastic job inking Sal here. Sal's always had that kind of Neil Adams, Mike Nelson, Tom Grinberg look to it, and he just executes so well. If he had done the right book, I mean, like he did Justice League Task Force, he's done a lot of great series, but just never been on that book where people were like, oh my God, it's Sal Velluto. But he is a fantastic artist. And if you're even a little bit of a Bloodshot fan, this is a great price for a great piece of art.
And I'm sure it shows. He gets some of that. Oh my God, it's Sal Valuto.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
some
I mean, and Sal also, you gotta keep in mind, he also had a lot of international success. He absolutely became one of those artists whose success outside the U.S. surpassed inside the U.S. because he started doing the fandom for I forget the company, but he was doing the fandom comics that were sold in New Zealand and Australia, and they were huge and just really well received doing international work. He's done work for Panini, and again, where he's been fortunate to get more recognition than he has here. But if you have the money right now, I mean, based on what Will's willing to do, if you put $70 down and you can give him the other $280 over the course of 2 months, he'll hold it for you. And it's just a sweet, sweet page and I think a really good deal.
I agree. I'm selling it, but I agree. I mean, it is getting tougher. And it's hard as an art dealer to even replace some of these things. They are, as you know, one of a kind. But even just to replace them for what we sell them for, some of these pages, it's tough. It's really tough. So it's a great price point. It's a well laid out page. It's a really nice example of the character and of the artist and of the company at the time.
Well, the one thing people don't understand, and we should actually explain this a little bit, here's one of the challenges that an art dealer like Will has right now. It's the replacement value. It's the inventory. One of the things is, and this is really being frank, Will, we came back where I brought a lot of affordable artwork in last week. Will's business right now, which a lot of art dealers are going through right now, they can't replace the inventory. You just can't replace the inventory. This isn't even a collectible where it's like, hey, it's like the Franklin Mint. Just go buy 50 more, the next edition I'll buy 50 of.
There was a time. I'm not even going to give a time for there's been many times in the past where there was way more art to buy than any of us could afford. I mean, it was plentiful. It was all still unique and one of a kind.
Hey, I have Mitch's catalog, John Romita Sr. Rhino cover, I think was $40. So
you're talking about the 41?
I think so, or maybe I'm misremembering, but there was a John Romita Sr. cover.
Yeah, that sold in 1972 or so for $30.
$30.
It was asking 40. It was at a Phil Seuling show. Yeah, that was a little earlier.
That was a little earlier.
Around the time you're talking, those covers from that era were like $175, give or take.
Wow. Well,
but the point is that
the replacement value,
whatever it is, whether it's Sal Valuto, John Romita Sr., Kurt Schaffenberger, Paul Ryan. I used to buy Paul Ryan pages directly from Paul for $25, $35 each. That were John Byrne pencils, Paul Ryan inks on West Coast Avengers.
Wow.
So you can't do anything like that anymore. Way more expensive for collectors, but way more expensive for dealers as well. So there are many things I can say in my inventory. If I sell them, I literally probably can't buy similar examples back at the retail price that I'm selling them for. I certainly can't buy them 30% below.
Right. And this is the conversation I had with another art dealer, and I don't want to say who because it's not my place to tell a story that was told to me. Maybe he tells it openly, maybe he doesn't. But he was telling me there are pieces that he sold up until 2 years ago that he would buy back at what he sold them for 2 years ago, if not more. That, his business last year, 2020, doubled from 2019.
Yeah.
And you and I, and here's the other thing. If you're watching us from the US, more and more art is being sold overseas. Europe, is buying an incredible amount of original art. It's not even staying in the United States. The reason why I brought up the John Romita Sr. cover at $40, which, as Will corrected me, was $30, the reason why I brought this up is, again, if you're on the fence, under $400 today, don't buy it for the investment. I am wanting to be 100% clear. Don't buy it for the investment, but buy it because you'll love it, but I think you'll come out ahead. Why don't you tell real quick? Again, we're spending more time this show just talking about art, talking about us, talking about the history of art, and I think that's a lot of fun. Why don't you talk about the first New York Comic Con that you went to where you met Bashara and what happened there? Because I think that's a great story.
So again, I think it was, this is when, oh gosh, I can't remember who was hosting the show, whether it was a Mike Carbonaro show or a Great Eastern. I don't think it was a Great Eastern, but anyway, it was across from MSG, Madison Square Garden, at the Hotel Pennsylvania, the Penn Plaza Hotel. It's had many names over the years, but it is the go-to hotel for small to medium comic shows.
What year was it? What year was it?
1992, maybe?
That would have been Greenberg still. I think Carbonaro started in 96.
Yeah, it was definitely before 96, but it could have been 93, but somewhere 92, 93. I should have been finished college. I took a year off, so I was a little late, but I was a senior in college. I had maybe, I don't know, $500 I scraped together to see what artwork I could buy up there, and maybe a Discover card that was like almost had its full credit limit available. But anyway, I went up there to try and buy some art. I think I had met Bashar once before, maybe purchased something off him once before. And, some of the art dealers that are still in business today, whether it's Bashara, Albert, Brad Savage, he was around. Artists would set up, like I believe that show, Dick Sprang was set up in the hallway, right near where they were, collecting money to get into the show.
Okay, that was definitely a Greenberg show. I was probably the first booth there. If it was that, yep. I mean, I remember being at that table with Grant Morrison. I mean, they flew in Grant Morrison Animal Man days. Yeah. So anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
So anyway, there was art in the room. I had come to Bashar's table. I think I had done a deal with him previously where I traded him comics because I was sort of transitioning out of comics. I had a run of high grade run of ASM and FF. I had near complete Marvel runs of all the main titles back then. And I was transitioning because I was hooked on art and there was no way I was affording both. And I thought I could hold on to the keys and trade off all the other issues and get artwork. Didn't quite work out that way. But anyway, I probably bought a handful of books to work out a deal with Bashara. And in the middle of us talking about some piece of art, he goes, "Oh, I have to run out." And normally he had an assistant with him, but for whatever reason, she didn't show up. And he goes, "You think you can keep an eye on my table for like maybe 45-hour tops?" And I'm like, "You don't know me, but okay." He goes, "Oh, I read people really well." Okay. So I'm thinking, he's like, "Don't sell anything. Just take names and tell them to come back in an hour." Okay. So he left. All of a sudden, I noticed like a mass exodus of all the art dealers leaving the room and some comic dealers. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? So anyway, about 2.5 hours later, he comes back, really happy looking. He took his portfolio with him. He goes, "I'm going to show you what I did, but let me deal with these customers." Because at that point, some customers had kind of gathered around. So He hands me the portfolio. He goes, "Look at what I picked up." So I sit down, I start looking. Anyway, what happened was he did leave me in charge of his table. He did not know, we had met each other once, but I guess he had this, amazing power of reading people and trusted me. He could trust me, as he later found out. They had gone to an auction house that was holding, I believe, a comics and art auction, but the art was more the focus. There were animation cells. And it was an auction house, very old auction house called Guernsey's. I don't know if anybody's heard of Guernsey's. I had not heard of Guernsey's. I had heard of Sotheby's. Maybe I'd heard of Christie's at that point. Had not heard of Guernsey's. He told me he was only going a couple blocks away. Now, Guernsey's was a cab ride away. It was probably 20 blocks away or something like that. But anyway, they were auctioning off lots and lots. When I say lots, each individual lot, if you've ever been to an auction or participated, usually it's an individual lot of a single item. Well, in this case, there were lots of 3 to 5 Gil Kane covers, I believe all Marvel, that were being sold together in one lot. And there were maybe, 15 lots of 3 to 5 Gil Kane covers. So if you quickly do the math, 45 to 75 Gil Kane covers were being auctioned off at this auction. And he had grabbed, maybe a dozen of them, so maybe like 4 lots. And Albert had gotten some, and I don't know who else. But anyway, the lots of 3 to 5 covers were going for, I think, roughly $450 to $700. So the covers were selling for like $150 each, give or take, depending on what was in that lot. And I ended up buying. That's what I spent my money on. There was a Gil Kane Avengers cover, and I forget what else I bought. It escapes me at the moment. And I think I had him hold 1 or 2 more. I had to get more money and pay him over time. But anyway, I discovered what a small hobby it was at that point in the early 90s, that everybody left the show, left their booths, and went to buy, because there was more money to be made in buying these Gil Kane covers and what they would sell them for later than what they could make at the show at that moment with who was there. And I guess everybody got somebody to watch their booth. I just happened to be Bashar's guy because his regular person didn't show up, and I guess nobody else he knew was going to be there. But anyway, I benefited. I got a couple covers out of it, and it was an interesting experience. It showed me, what a small but sort of trustworthy hobby this was, that a handshake, somebody's word meant a lot.
And that's the whole thing. I mean, when you look at, and part of this whole thing that I'm saying, am I echoing?
A little bit.
Oh, sorry, guys. Maybe it's because I'm so loud. One of the things that I'm trying to express, and again, it comes down to buy what you love, because even back then you had to make some decisions: cover, splash page. You had to make decisions on what you wanted to get. It's just buy what you love, but historically, original art has shot up. And what we're seeing during this pandemic is art is shooting up, comics are shooting up, trading cards are shooting up. This is when you get something that fair price, like the Bloodshot or even that Mike Perkins cover. This is a great time to buy it. And, last time I said, when Spencer was on, there were 2 pages. I said, got to give the fans the first chance to buy it. If the fans don't buy it, then I'll buy those 2 pages. And I got to buy 2 pages. I'll say this. Show your Mark Teixeira page. You know how much I love Mark. And I'm going to tell the fans this. You have 22 minutes to buy the Mark Teixeira or the Bloodshot. If neither of those sells, I'm either buying one of those or I'm finally going to pull the trigger on that Punisher cover.
Okay. So
this is The Sentry by Mark Teixeira. Look at how beautiful this page is.
Sentry, it's and art, I guess it's a flashback because it looks like the angel there, but it's actually the stories with Archangel.
Right. And look at the way he used the washes. I mean, it's just beautiful. You know, it's not even a situation where on the top where it's not stats at the top, right? That's all original.
No, this is all original, and I mean, he nails it. There's some subtle movement in the background, but in the foreground with the Sentry, but in the foreground with Angel, there's very subtle movement on his face. Other than that, it looks like it would have been a stat. I mean, in the back in the day, it would have been statted panels. They would have drawn one of these panels and then statted, the rest to sort of save some work.
Yep, Tex is a perfectionist, and honestly, I think he knows the art sells for more money if it's all art.
And he's a very intense guy. I sat up next to him at a show once or twice. He's pretty intense.
He's intense, but he's a huge teddy bear. He's such a sweetheart. How much is this page?
Oh man, how much is this page? Give me 1 second. I should know this answer. There we go. Thank you.
Oh, that's what I was about to say, but I didn't want to take a chance.
I'm staring at it, not
I
doing my
was
job.
like, it's either $5 or $6.95, but I don't want to say. It's not my page, so I didn't memorize the prices.
You would have guessed it right. You would have. This is a really cool page, and what I'll say is this again. I'm pulling the trigger on the page. If Will doesn't sell one of the three, if he doesn't sell the Sentry, if he doesn't sell the Bloodshot, or if he doesn't sell the Punisher cover, I'm buying one of those pages. So if you're on the fence, I would say get off the fence.
I got to tell you, you were talking about Guernseys, and I was having flashbacks. One of the things Guernsey sells regular is retro advertising.
Okay.
And I bought a collection of pins from them not that long ago. They're still around, and they're still selling collectible stuff constantly. And it's really cool, to think about. Even the auction house has that kind of provenance. They've been around for a long time, but they sold Gil Kane pages. I bought a bunch of political advertisements and advertisements for Estee Lauder and all kinds of, from the 60s. Because I collect advertising. So it's cool that you can look at the auction house catalogs and see comic art next to the California Raisins is in their next auction.
Mad Men much? 60s advertising, huh?
I collect advertising from all eras. I've got pieces from as far back as the 30s.
Okay. Wow.
Of advertising, particularly print, but consumable advertising. Things that were meant to be thrown away.
Sure.
Man, that is so cool. I'm just staring at the ink washes.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. A lot of work went into this. A lot of work.
I can't.
A lot of subtlety, a lot of work, and of course it is signed at the bottom.
That's so cool. And I mean, it's an issue 1. It's, it's relatively new, but it's Marvel Knights, so it's cool. And it's
you say that, and now you sound like me. So, wow, this is modern art. This is 20 years old. This is technically an antique.
I mean, technically, but you had a piece up earlier that, came out when I was 9. So I don't want to be that guy. No, this is, it's a more modern piece than some of what we've seen on the show.
Yeah.
For sure. But it's still that traditional style. It's still that same level of workmanship, same level of care that, has always existed in comic art. And you can see just in the time he took to temper the colors, to temper the shading, mix the washes, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think Nick is. You weren't on screen, buddy. What?
It's an absolute thing of beauty, that page. But I am a huge Tex fan, so Marvel had a lot of fun with Sentry bringing him in. I don't know if you remember the advertising campaign. They started pulling together names of like they were like Artie Simic or Artie Heck. They were taking different Silver Age creator names saying the lost story of the century. And that's the whole thing. When you look at it, it is 20 years old. And, you know, the only comparison I continue to make is that Spider-Man 41 cover that sold for $30. At that time, it was what, 7 years old? You know?
Yeah, roughly, yeah.
And let's talk about, and again, they're not the same, but it is trying to educate people. This is more about education. So what did you pay for a Gil King cover back then? Like, did you?
So the
in
one that
90?
I remember buying was the Avengers 131 with the I think it was the Legion of the Undead.
Okay.
Where they had like Frankenstein and Wonder Man and I forget who else, but I think it was $350, somewhere around there.
And so that would have been about 15 years after the book came out.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Right. So 15 years after the book came out, even if it's less, let's say it's 12 years.
No, it might have been closer to 20 actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you paid how much again?
Let's say 325 because I can't remember if it was 300 or 350.
So think about that. I mean, look, here's the thing. I will throw this out there. In 1993, I think it was, Alexander of Alexander's Gallery started doing art shows.
Mm-hmm.
And I was at the art show, and I said this before. I don't remember if it was from Albert Moy or Scott Doonbeer or if it was Jim Warden, but I bought a couple of pages from Cap 255, the all pencil issue. And I don't remember if I paid $100, $200, or $300 for them. Maybe I paid $200 or $300 for both of them. And it was like, oh my God, this is a lot of money for these. I mean, at the time, you could buy Silver Age Marvel books. It's like, do I want something to read or do I want something to frame? But they were so beautiful having them in my hands. And, you know, and to, you know, what they're worth today compared to then, it's night and day. So, yeah, I mean, we are talking a little bit of what the future value may be, but it's more about educating about where everything has gone. But it's no different than Silver Age or Bronze Age comics. I was looking at Fat Jacks during one of their live Facebook shows. They sold a Firestorm #1 for $50. I mean, Firestorm #1 for $50? Man, they used to be in the quarter bin. And even then you couldn't sell them.
That Flash TV show made Firestorm pop off, man.
Yeah.
First appearance of Bite, Felicity Smoke is just done nothing but go up since the show came out. It's a $30 or $40 book now.
Yeah.
But I want to ask Will to show another piece. It's one you sent me a scan of, and it's one I've been waiting for, and we've only got a handful of minutes left. Okay. It's the Showcase 96 piece.
Showcase 96.
Because we teased at the beginning here. I'll put it up if you don't want to hear. I can do that. Boom. If I click the right things, boom, there it is.
Good. No, that's even better.
Showcase 96. You set us up with you're going to have some first appearances. This is one of the hottest first appearances we got right now. You know, this group is really popular.
Agreed. I'm sorry, I just lost my place. The Showcase 96, so I can talk about it.
Showcase 96, number 3, page. It just scrolled away from me, so I got to read it out of the notes you sent me. Page 17.
There we go.
Jennifer Graves and Stan, I don't know how to say that. Is it Walk?
Walk. Yeah, Stan Walk. So, yeah, this is, and I had to look this up to verify this. This book is the first appearance of the Birds of Prey. And, of course, you know, they have made many appearances, not only in comics, but in media as well. I mean, the Harlequin movie was basically the Birds of Prey movie, you know. Nick, you'll know this better than me, the various TV appearances that the group has made.
Well, they had their own TV series for a year.
Yeah, they did. They did. I see I misspelled something here. But yeah, you don't get many chances at first appearance pages of any sort. They disappear. Like I said, this particular collector who consigned this group of pages to me, he's a first appearance collector. I would guess if he's selling this page, he probably found another page to this same issue that he likes a little better. Usually that's what he does. If you see him ever selling a first appearance page, it's because he found what he considers a better example. Sometimes it isn't. It's just a page he remembers more. And, you know, that's probably why he's selling it. A lot of things up here, like, I don't know, this Marvel team-up page that I didn't send you a scan of, but we'll save that for next week. But that's actually a second appearance page. So, you know, second appearances he sells, first appearances not so much. But here's your opportunity to get first appearance of the Birds of Prey. Very hot right now. Have been since they came out. Yeah, what else can I say about it?
You got it at $6.95, which I think is totally grabbable. I think it's a totally gettable number, especially for something like the Birds of Prey that is so hot right now.
Yeah.
You know, this is you know, if you like the Birds of Prey, if you like the characters, you like the story arcs, this is one that, you know, with Will's terms that he's willing to offer, you could totally jump on it and have a piece out of a first appearance.
25-year-old page.
Right. You know, this is I don't think it's the first appearance we've offered, because I know we've offered other ones on the show, but this is one of the first appearances that we've offered that you can turn around after you buy the page and watch them on television.
It's true.
Well, I tell you what, I am giving everybody 8 minutes to jump on this. 20% down, and you have 60 days to pay the other 80%, because I've decided this is the page I'm getting if it doesn't sell. So
Okay.
You sold me. Will knows I'm a first appearance guy. I'm a anniversary guy. This page is the best deal of the night. This Bloodshot, Texaira, Punisher cover. Those 4 pieces are the best values of the night. So if none of those sell, I'm buying the Birds of Prey.
Nick, I get the feeling that you and I would stand next to a booth at a convention with art next to it and just stand there for an hour and not be able to make up our mind.
I did make up my mind. I'm buying this if nobody buys anything else.
Until he shows you the next piece.
Until he shows you the next. That has happened with Will. That has happened.
Nick has, you know, he's bundled on occasion, and sometimes bundling gets you a slightly better deal. Sometimes it doesn't because of, you know, circumstances with the particular page. That's the thing about original art. These are not interchangeable cogs. These are not mass-produced items. These are one of a kind, and each comes with its own particular story and particular terms. In terms,
and again, replacement value. It is almost impossible to replace any of the art these days.
Yeah.
But if somebody, you know, if this is something you can jump up and get it, 20% down, the rest over 60 days. I mean, that's how Will enabled me. My third piece of art ever is giving me great terms, you know, and it's an interesting, you know, thing to think about is you can get a page from a first appearance book, and you don't have to break the bank to do it. You know,
considering we're living in an age that if the Birds of Prey get a new TV series again, they almost did. It got shelved. But considering how long they've been around, they were even on the Crisis on Infinite Earth. You saw Huntress show up. Look, when you're looking, when you're looking at books popping up because, oh my God, look, Judo Master is going to be in the in the Peacemaker TV series. And all of a sudden, everything with Judo Master is shooting up in price. There are multiple copies of the comics. There's only one piece of original art. And the funny thing is that I love about this. There is actually one other part that I love about it is the fact that it's inked by Stan Wach, because when you think of Stan Wach, you really think Swamp Thing, Miracle Man, a lot of the work that he did with Alan Moore, and more of the more mature art, and this is the beginning of his career, and it's just a really cool page. So, I mean, look, it's obviously the second round of Showcase Comics, but it is really, really cool. It's, and here's the thing. Guess what 1996 was? 25 years ago.
You're going to tell us some event. I'm like, I'm drawing a blank.
Well, the collapse of the comics market, that happened as well at the time, but it was 25 years ago. So it's a 25-year-old piece of art for $6.95, $130 down, and 60 days to pay the other $560. That is the deal of the night. To me, that's, like I said, Will has the 4 best deals of the night, but hands down, that is the best one.
I envy how you can do that math in your head, Nick.
The only thing I'm good for.
It really is. I think it's maybe the hottest piece of the night in terms of popularity right now. I think it's a great deal. We got 5 minutes left. Is there one more we want to show?
You got anything, Nick? You want to show anything, or?
Well, I'll go back to the premiums.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
Let me bring it on screen because I was going to ask. It's a book that Will sent me a scan to, and I was going to ask about it because I've got art questions. But let's show this again, Nick.
Real quick. Our boy Tim Sale.
Vidi Vici.
Yep. From Anchor via Anthony's Comic Art from the year 2000. Batman Dark Victory, number 13, page 44, Selina Kyle. Now,
Selina.
Yeah, the last Batman. Now, this is a 3/4 splash. The last Batman splash with Tim Sale on Dark Victory, I think. What did that go for? Like $8,000 or $10,000? And
I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't know.
I'm totally going by memory, and I totally guarantee you I am wrong.
What auction was it?
It was on eBay, and I think it was Dark Victory. And it was on eBay a few months ago.
Let's see if we can find it.
Real quick, if you want this, I will offer this at $5,000. So it's probably on the high end of fair, but when we look at replacement value, I'll never be able to replace this. So a little bit more like Will's generosity, but not all the way. I will do 20% down, the 80% within 30 days, if this is something that attracts your eye. So, I mean, look, the trilogy, Long Halloween, Dark Victory, from Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale, they are fan favorites. Carmine Falcone, so much rich history that was used in other media and that will be used in other media for decades to come beyond our lifetimes. This is a great page. So, but you know what? I want to move off of it in case somebody says they want it. What did you want to show, Kyle?
Well, I wanted to talk to. We probably don't have enough time to really get into it, but I wanted to talk to Will about Gun Fury number 5.
Gun Fury.
Yes.
We'll have to save it for next week.
Right, we'll save it for next week. We'll save. That just means I get to come back on and hang out with you guys next week, which I ain't mad about.
Hey, it's a date, man. It's a date.
We will be here next Thursday from 6 to 8 here on the Comic Book Shopping Experience. I'll make myself big because that's my job. We will be here back next Thursday from 6 to 8 on the Comic Book Shopping Experience with Nick and Will Love Art, with special guest The Noob. That's me, Kyle. Where we will talk about art, and hopefully I will learn some things about, color. Like this one, the piece I just want to talk about is like finished. It's a colored page. I think it's painted, Like, what do I need to look for in these things? That kind of stuff. So we will be back next week with more education, but more great art that you can buy.
And hold on, I want to say a few things.
Hey,
Please
thanks,
hit
Hunter.
that. Please hit that like button if you like our show. If you're on YouTube, hit some hearts or some likes. If you're on Facebook, make sure you sign up to get notifications. We're doing this because we love it. Okay, we're having a great time. We want to educate you, and we hope you're getting a lot of fun out of this. Right now, after me, I believe we have Dr. Christie after me?
No, it's Miss Jen tonight. Miss Jen with either Mishmash or What's in the Box or Mish the Box or
Mission the Box.
Yeah, we're gonna figure it out because I know Miss Jen got some really cool stuff into her store today in a big shipment. So I think she's gonna bring that on. But guys, we will be back with that show in just about a minute's time. Thank you to Will. Thank you to Nick. They're over there on my screen. I'm all turned around. We will be back in just about a minute, and we will be back next week with more art. All right, I played the wrong one, but I figured I'd play them both. But just to be safe, guys, welcome in Miss Jen.
Sorry, I'm dancing in the background. Mishmash comes on. I'm like, nope. It's all good. Hey, if you tune in to watch What's in the Box, you're in the right spot. Yep, you're in the right spot. Hey, I'm Jen King, and you're watching me on The Experience. Jen is on the other side of the camera here. She's going to make sure. She's going to make sure all this stuff ends up in your pile in the correct spot. We are big supporters of local comic shops everywhere. To that end, definitely visit local comic shops near you when you're out and about. It's easy to find them on comicshoplocator.com. All right, if you're buying from us for the first time today, it's super simple. There's a cool little document that we can put up on the very bottom here with a link. Just fill that out. All it really is lets us know your name and your address and all those things and how to contact you so that when you have a big pile of books here, that we can get them to you. We have a pretty weird selling week. It's a Wednesday to Wednesday selling week. So, hi, welcome. It's the first day of our selling week because Thursday is when we start actually selling because we finish it out at the very end of Wednesday. So here you go. You can start your pile this week and shop with all of my sale shows, and all that stuff can invoice and ship together. I ship via Media Rate because my local post office prefers it. They don't want to see my face. So, and they pick up here in my warehouse. So that's where we are. This is my set in the warehouse. And usually when we do What's in the Box, it is boxes of cool stuff that I have from a closed comic book store, which we are going to do as well. But I got boxes in from Scout Comics, and I wanted to totally get into these because it is a true unboxing. I opened the boxes already, which is kind of a cheat, but I have not opened the interior bindles. So I'm going to start with the stuff that I did not open at all. First round. I know you guys want me to open up this one right here, right? That one? That's the one you want me to open. I know you do. So Scout is a really awesome company. They are small press or indie press, but they aren't as small as many. They actually have also an entertainment division, which means a great many of the things that they make also become other forms of entertainment. Like you might see them on the big screen or small screen soon. They just got through announcing that Electric Black is going to be a really cool animated horror series at Starburns. So I'm excited about that. Unboxing of boxes. And yes, it is horribly slow, just like I'm doing right now, because I'm going to take good care of the things that are coming out of here. All right, I'm going to pull these out of the front because these are all the same thing. Okay. This is Galarian. It's a variant cover of Galarian. It is a character that first appears in White Ash by Charlie Stickney, who just happens to be in the room, which is awesome. Charlie can totally put up all your socials, how they can connect with you. Anything you want to post up there is fine. Charlie I've known for a good long while. His main series, White Ash, is slated to have a bajillion individual issues. I think 66 is the last he told me. Okay. And this is an offshoot of a character that first appears in White Ash #4. So I'm starting out with this really cool variant cover, which I know is super confusing because you want the main cover also. And I totally have those as well. There you go. So here you go. Prequel one-shot, Red Sonja as an elf. And way more dangerous. And in this case, she forgot her clothes. So this is not a nude cover, but it does have a little bit of exposed like this area. So I promise it's not going to have nudity on it, but I don't want you to be shocked and have this shown if you have someone in the room that should not be seeing it. So cover little eyes if like, with mama in the bathrobe would be too much. So this is the hot, not quite Naughty Books. This is the really hot, I believe this is called the web store variant.
Ooh la la.
Uh-huh. And this one is already crazy sought after and comes out of the gate at $15. They're limit one because once I run out, I cannot get any more. This is your one chance to get this version of Galarian. And they do come bagged and boarded. I put that out as soon as you call them, I do them. And you've got some bags and boards too.
Yeah, I was ready this time.
All right, so these that I hand you, you're just gonna have to write your Sharpie 15 at the top. I gotta go through and do all the ones that I did earlier. Silly. All right, Wayne, I've got yours. Yep. So this is Carla Cohen, and I'm super jealous this is not my store variant, but I do have a shared variant coming, which will also be awesome. I cannot wait for it. All right, so Steve Gall, I got yours. Wayne Bowen, I have yours, and Wayne should have a pile out there.
Yes, he does. I got him. Steve Gall,
and I almost called one for Charlie, which I'm sure he already has one. Angela Spires wants one. All right, let me make sure. Okay, so that when I run out of these 20, I will not have any more. She's gone. I'd sing that song again, but you guys had enough of that, I'm sure. Unless you like hearing me sing dumb songs. Carol, I gotcha. That is Carol Nadeo. And again, if you're brand new, joining us for the very first time, do fill out the form that pops up every once in a while on the bottom there.
Nadeo.
Mm-hmm. I have not even seen it yet, I don't think. Unless you sent me a picture and I totally stuck it away because I was afraid I wouldn't be able to show anybody. Tina! It's my girl Tina in the room. I love the Tinas.
Hi, Tina.
All right. So I'm sure I'm going to find the rest of Galarian and the rest of these things, but I'm just going to show things to you as I pull them out. This is hilarious. This is the recount number 1, second print. First prints are sold out everywhere. It's funny that he's holding up the peace sign, which looks like it says 2. So these are, yep, just regular old cover price of $3.99. Limit 1. Limit 1. I can tell you with authority that Scout books tend to sell out very quickly.
I need one for Wayne.
Okay, recount. Recount is one of those really fun but also terrifying looks at what could be. Looks at what could be. All right, Wayne, I've got you and Brandon Luck.
You said how much on this one?
These are just cover price, so you can put it on.
Wayne Bowen.
And Pam. Hey, Val, what's going on, sister girl?
Aha, gotcha. Is this one?
That's Pam Boyd. It's a good place to jump in to that series.
Gotcha.
Okay, here we go. If anyone has come in that's interested in what's in the Black Caravan boxes,
E
that
wants
did
one,
not hear before,
and Carol wants one. E and Carol, please.
E is, I know who E is. Remind me who E is. Just type it in the, because I know it's somebody that we already have a pile
okay.
for. E, just type in your regular name, just your first name, and I'll remember who it is. I need to keep a cheat sheet.
Another one.
And
for E.
Tina.
I need 2 more. E and Tina.
E-T.
Oh, Tina's the first one of this stack.
That one's got a turnover corner. I'll keep that one to read.
I
Oh, man.
will cry for you.
It's always nice to have a reader.
And one more.
Recount, second print.
For Aaron.
Oh, it's Elvis. That's right. So it's Elvis. I think Elvis has a pile already.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And Angela, I've got your recount.
Ah, found you. Found Elvis.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, everybody.
And now for Angela.
Will you?
I need one more.
Oh. My bad, y'all.
I
Well,
got you.
That was real fast. We went through half of them.
That one's Angela's.
Oh, I really want that one to like be made into a something. It would be a very violent something, but it'd be really cool. All right, what treasures do we have in this? And a recload, but if you watched before when I opened just a couple of them about an hour ago, I realized there were other things in those bags that I did not remember to pull out. So I'm going to go back through them just so I don't miss anything. Whoa, here you go. Here is the Map Maker. The Map Maker, we've been waiting for this for a while. This is one of the cool Scoot books, which is appropriate for all ages. A really great thing to get. This one is actually the variant cover, or the web store variant, and it is $10 only. $10. Looks like pirates. It looks like pirates. Ooh, Brandon, that's a good question. I think that Scout's going to have to answer that one. I might not know. The Map Maker. So John P. says, Pirates of the Caribbean, where the prize is a fantastic power wielded by a mysterious individual known simply as the Map Maker. Ooh. Love it. Thank you so much. So that everybody knows, John P. is also known as another Scout Master P, is what everyone calls him, because he knows everything about Scout. And this is just a straight up map maker number 1, a whole $2. $2 for the main book for map maker. Holy moly. So 4 issue for recount, man. They got some story arcs still coming. I love it. Main book for Angela. Gotcha. The steal of a deal for $2. There's not hardly any books out there that are $2 anymore. They're especially not when they're high quality prints like this. Steve wants map maker. I believe it. All right, that's Steve Gall. Val and Pam, I see yours. I'm just gonna I don't know why I keep on trying to do them. It's like I'm robbing you of the joy of getting to do it. She's like, great. I don't know about
You
joy.
said Pam and who?
Pam and Val.
Ooh, I need to get Val back.
And Tina.
Tina gets one?
Tina gets one. Okay. Val might have a spot back here. We got her she's got a book in, black book in the middle there. She got one in as a restock.
I have found you.
What is this? Oh no, I didn't get to read this yet. Okay, the aforementioned White Ash. Remember when he told you that there was a first appearance? Oh, Carol, I got you. Carol's gonna get the main. Oops. I got you, Carol. You got it.
Bam.
Okay, finding a copy of White Ash number 4 might be very difficult, but this is the first appearance of Galarian, which is this person right here. These are the second prints. White Ash number 4. All right, these are for regular readers of the series. What in the world? Are there supposed to be 2 covers for this book? Oh, please. All right. White Ash to Angela and Brandon. Gotcha. Hold, please.
Here's Angela.
Oh, they are cover A and cover B. Never mind. Connor Hughes. Ooh.
Brandon.
Oh, that makes sense. All right. This is Midnight Sky, number 7. Yep. Midnight Sky, number 7. There's your, I believe that's going to be A. By the way, written by James Pruitt, twin brother of Joe Pruitt of Aftershock. And here is your B cover. B. I'm going to have to make some room.
Why not too much more for window and things?
All right, you got it.
We got lots of questions.
Ooh, I gotta move my Black Caravan boxes out the way. Okay. Handing, not trying to do things. All right, so I got White Ash number 4. That was the Wayne Bowen one you were pulling.
Mm-hmm.
Then Tina Reed. The last there was in this bag. There might be one somewhere else, but that's all of those. Midnight Sky, A for Blair. By the way, if you have never delved into the Scout universe, there's a reason why I have so much. I buy more Scout books than Marvel. Not because I don't buy a lot of Marvel, because heck yeah, I do. But I buy more Scout. I actually went and looked at the numbers for December, and it is the truth. Thought you were talking talking White Ash 2 covers. No.
Midnight
No,
Sky B.
B for Carol. Gotcha, Carol. Carol's watching from Superstar Place YouTubes. Thank you so much. George, you absolutely can claim recount. And George, if you've not purchased from me ever before in any way, please do fill out the form that Kyle's going to stick up down here in the comments right there. There's the form you need to fill out. Your name looks familiar, so you might have. Midnight Sky, both covers for Brandon. And welcome.
Okay. I got George one.
Those are both Brandon Luck.
What was George's?
So it's George Henderson Jr.
Yep.
And he wanted this recount.
Oh. Okay. He said these are both Brandon Luck.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You got it. You got it. And then White Ash 4. I'm out of White Ash 4 right now, Elvis. Give me a second and see if there's more in one of these other bags. I thought so. Brittany Cruz wants recount. But only upside down recount. Those are extra special, by the way, the upside down ones. They're just more fun.
Ah.
Oh, there's a train coming. Everyone put up their choo-choo emojis.
Hold your breath to make a wish.
What? I've never heard that before.
What do you mean you've never heard that?
No, I've never heard that.
Whenever the bullet train is coming by, you're supposed to hold your breath and make a wish.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm learning all kinds of stuff right now. I only knew that when you're driving over the tracks, you were supposed to wrap your knuckles on the roof.
What?
I don't
Those
know.
are for Jeeps.
Sure. Tina, that is Jenna.
Hi.
Jenna is an integral part of our team.
We talked on the phone one time.
Yeah.
Hi.
You recognize her voice? Ooh. Yeah, there's some things you just don't cut from your list for sure. All right, this is Children of the Grave number 2. Children of the Grave number 2. I may have number 1s of these, so if you are wanting to start this series and don't have a number 1, let me know and I'll try to hunt it down in my back stock for you. That goes for really anything you see tonight that's not number 1 that you were like, hey, I think that series sounds awesome. I want to be in that. All right, we finally found the main Galarian series here. You do now, yeah.
Children of the Grave for George.
Children of the Grave, George. Got you. And they are getting all bagged and boarded, by the way. They're going that way.
Fancy.
All right. And to go with your Galarian super fancy cover down here, I'm going to do this so we can have them hang out together. There you go, recount. I have something better for you. I have something better for you, Angela. I'm going to show it to you in just a second. I'm going to go run around the corner and get it for you. This is Galarian A cover for number 1. These are all just cover price things. A.
Children of the Grave 2 for Blair.
I got it. And this is your B cover for Galarian. B. Cover prices. I gotta move stuff. Oh no. Otherwise, it won't all fit. All right, are you 2 Children of the Grave? Yes?
Yeah. No, they're both for, no, one's for Blair, one's for George. So yes. 2.
Blair, George, thank you.
Oh, no, wait, we have
Oh,
George.
what a great. Yeah, if you use the word claim, it'll just get you like put in the Facebook corner. So just put the name of the book is great. Steve, Blair, and Pam want A. 1, 2, 3. And don't worry, Tina, we're going to get soon to the other stuff as well. So we definitely still have what's in the box coming. A normal what's in the box. I got Carol for A and B. She's going to do those. I'll do these. We'll keep up together, Carol.
I found her. And what was the third one?
You get Pam?
And Pam, thank you.
All right. I got Carol.
Both these Carol?
Mm-hmm. Mike, I'll answer that in just a second. I'm going to get the Galarian Bees real fast. Steve and John P. So Steve Gall and John P. Not to be confused with other Steves. We have a lot of Steves in our life, by the way. We always have to do this at home.
All right.
And E, Galarian A.
Steve.
All right, Ellis, gotcha.
Stop it. Steve, stop it. Okay. And who
They
else?
start sliding, I usually turn them around.
Yeah. Who was after Steve?
B, so that's John P. And
Gotcha.
might be up there. Okay.
John P. wanted both?
John P's the B.
Yep.
Steve Gall had the other one.
Okay.
They both went to Carol.
Okay, so I need one more of B for Steve, for John. What about yours?
John B. And then this Elvis. This A is for Elvis.
Okay. A for Elvis,
Mm-hmm.
B for.
Oh, there's nothing left in this bag.
Oh my.
This is gone. All right. I know you guys are ready for this one. Luck you can. This one is a $15 book.
Okay. Got it.
By the way, just know I know from Scout specifically that they said that these covers are selling completely out, and that the price point that I have them at right now is actually cheaper than what you'll be paying after the show. Oh, Mike Scott, sorry. What is the first book on the third shelf? This one right here is Galarian. This is the variant, and it is $15. This is a character that shows up first in White Ash number 4. The stunning cover.
You are the great guru, according to Val.
Yeah, and we have the co-publisher in the room, so you can ask anything you want about Scout.
What more?
You actually have 2 experts in the room, which is kind of cool. Oh, yeah. This entire one, all the same book. Let's look. I think it is. No.
Some lady in Texas.
Some lady in Texas buys them for you guys. You guys did notice that I was selling you guys stuff at cover price that shouldn't have been, right? All right, here you go. Black Cotton number 1. You guys have been waiting for it, and this is a hot, hot book. Hot. You spell hot in this case, H-A-W-T. Just making sure you know. H-A-W-T. Black Cotton. I do still have in a box really close to me the ash can for this book if you were interested.
Wayne Bowen and George.
Okay, I see George and Wayne Bowen for Black Cotton.
Here's George.
Okay, Pam,
Wayne Bowen.
Tina. Pam,
And
Tina. Wayne Bowen, you got it already, yes?
Yes.
That was in the first batch, okay.
Pam. Found you.
Pam, Tina, Blair Saint,
Okay.
Brandon Luck, Angela Spires. Blair Saint, Brandon Luck, Angela Spires. and Alicia. And then I love that John P's like tagging people. I am not going to make the mistake. I got you, Carol. That's also for Carol. Carol, we got you. And this is one that is for Alicia.
Alicia?
Mm-hmm. Inkle Wisdom. Inkle Wisdom. Did I get everybody? Everyone hear your name? Usually, if you listen for me to say the name, if you've heard your name, I totally got you. All right. Recount number 2. Recount number 2. Grab them up. Recount number 2. Ah, my friends in the room. All right, everybody, we're going to take just a tiny bit of a break because I like watching the commercials that are in between because there's some really cool ones. I will see you guys back in just a minute.
Fight Club.
I'm pulling cool things out of bags. When we left you, we had just put out the recount number 2. I'm Jen King, and you were on the experience. All right. If you have any questions, let me know. If you are here for the first time, there's a form right here for you to fill out. You will need to do that before you claim books, or at least sometime before the end of the show. All right. And Brittany and George, I did get yours when we were pulling. Elvis, Black Cotton, and Galarian Bee. We got you.
Elvis?
Elvis.
Oh, no.
Changed his name from E. You can be E. E was cool. I just had to know who it was. All right. Every once in a while, I buy a pile of books and can't tell you why. So I'm just going to say, here's Last Stop, number 1. It is part of also the Nonstop family of books. Cover price. Cover price for Last Stop, which is a cool book by Trey Walker. A little bit superhero-y. Big twist. Last Stop. Not to be confused with First Stop. All right. I don't think we ever opened this stuff down here. We did not. We did not. Last Stop. Carol knows the drill of coolness. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to do my job.
No.
Anybody that's never been on my shows before, pointy books are good things. It does not mean that they're currently a hot book, nor does it mean there's a promise of anything crazy happening in the future. Really, that you should own one for sure. All right.
Last thought for Steve. Please.
Got last stop for Steve.
Such a pretty book.
Brian Hawkins, I see that you're watching with us. Jump on in. I can't open up this bag, but all right. After I show you what's in this bag, I'm going to show you what's in this Black Caravan box, which you absolutely should own. It is your one chance probably to own Electric Black, first prints 1 through 4, and the easiest certainly to get, along with a chance at getting a super rare book. Oh, snap. Here you go. What did I decide on these? I'm going to give you guys a really good deal on this. Okay.
Brian Hawkins?
Brian Hawkins. All right. Talking about really rare, super hot books. This is the Electric Black. This is the incentive cover. Currently valued at least $25. I'm doing these during this show only for $20. During the show only, $20. They will come bagged and boarded. They are beautiful. You just saw them come out of their shipping thing. Black cotton. Gotcha, Hawkins. All right. All right, I'm going to show you guys what's in this awesome scout box. I opened one just so you guys could see what they're like. Oh, my open one is down here. All right, so the reason why you want one of these super awesome Black Caravan boxes. Angela wants the incentive cover.
So does John and Carol.
Okay, we're going to take real good care of these for you.
First one was Angela. Not Angela.
I would never point at last stop, Stickney. Nope. That's all top secret things that I don't know anything about.
Okay.
I like pointing at pointy books. Points are good.
Angela, Carol, and John P.
All right. Angela, Carol, John P. We got them.
Gotcha.
Last Stop is a number 1. Last Stop is number 1. It is a non-stop book. So it's this and then goes straight to the trade. It's the only way you can get an actual physical copy of a comic book for Last Stop. Last Stop. All right. So this is why you want this cool box. It has fun tchotchkes like this. Everybody likes to have little art. But this is, I love things like this. This is like heat sealed with the little, see how it says
A little wax
EB,
seal.
which is the Electric Black. This has information in it that you can only get with this cool little box. And then,
I need Electric Black, incentive, and last stop.
got you for what? So, some. Oh, John P. was not asking for Black Cotton.
Oh, he's not?
Black Cotton was being asked for by Brian Hawkins.
I didn't give him Black Cotton. I gave it to Brian Hawkins.
Okay. I think he heard you say and thought it was for him.
No, I got Electric Black for John. Which I need another one for Elvis.
Okay.
And a
All right.
last stop for.
And here we go. Electric Black, full series, first prints, 4, 3, 2, and beautiful number 1. Gods of Brutality demo tape or ashcan. Electric Black presents number 1. A set of 4 prints that were only that they're exclusive to Jetpack Comics, Forbidden Planet, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you get 1 copy of Phantom Starkiller, no telling which one. This box just happens to have a first print number 1. The other one might have a first print number 1, or number 1. They're all going to be number 1s, but they might be the VHS copy or another of the variants that are very cool. So that is what the Black Caravan box has in it. And they are $99. 99 boxes of comics on the wall. What's funny is that that's how many they made. They made 100 of these bad boys. John P. did not call Electric Black either.
Okay.
So now we got to figure out what we saw for Electric Black.
Connie asked for one. Carol asked for one. I got her one.
Mm-hmm.
Angela asked for one. She got one.
Elvis got the Electric Black incentive.
Aha. Got it.
Is it Elvis?
Yes.
Aha, okay.
Who was? Oh, last stop for Alicia. Oh my goodness. Words have come out not right.
All right. Are we certain we have the right things in everyone's pile?
That's what
If
I'm
we need to
looking
go all
at
the way back, we can do it.
I'm doing it right now.
Excellent. Mm-hmm.
But I do need last stop for Alicia.
Oh, Brian was saying it's like excited
Yeah.
because it's his book.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Hello, Brian. Sorry, which is such a dope. All right. So this Electric Black goes back into my file.
Yeah. This also goes back in your back.
Okay.
I need you to give me a last stop.
So Alicia needs recount 1 and 2.
And last stop.
There you go. There's Alicia's. And a last stop. I sees it. Thank you. We gotcha. We gotcha. Brian, I'm sorry. I should have known because I saw Hawkins on the book. But I should have put 2 and 2 together. That like, hey, maybe the Hawkins that's in the room is the Hawkins that did the book. Brian, put up your social medias and stuff. You can tell people what other things you're working on, other things you have done. Please, like, engage with the audience. They love it, love it, love it. All right, and I know you guys are wanting to know what's in this thing. And I can't remember at all now.
Everybody's good now. I went from the top down the bottom.
Woohoo! Oh, I know what you guys are wanting. The ones that I had open before.
Yes, you did, Elvis. I got you.
Tina got you. Mm-hmm. Hawkins, tell everybody the things.
Tell us thingies.
It is our favorite part about, owning our own network. We get to be the boss. All right, what is this treasure? Boy, this person did not want me into this package very easily.
It was protected.
Hey, it's more of this amazing variant. My favorite. When I get way more than I can have. All right. Let's see what's in the back of these bags that didn't come out before, because I was like, wait a minute. That's something different. What are you? Yeah, more of that. Oh, everyone's being super sweet. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. This has got to be the variant. Yep. So this is Black Cotton number 1. Here is your variant. And I believe this is one from the website, but I'm letting you guys buy these at $10 just during this show. Try not to go crazy about it. There we go.
Webs of rain.
Web goes to you.
Ooh, that is pretty.
And do make sure you're writing on the top of them because it's going to get missed.
Right?
You've been waiting on that one the whole time. All right. We got, is that one Wayne's?
Mm-hmm.
This one's for Angela Spires. Sorry, Bernie, I need your space.
Okay.
Gotcha. This one's yours, Brandon.
I think I found my next cosplay.
Yeah?
Maybe. I need to go
Maybe,
longer
maybe.
hair. Brandon, right?
Mm-hmm. And then John P. And M. Boyd. Oh man, my hair is so heavy. Hot. And Elvis. It's so pretty.
John P. Pam Boyd.
It's in the packing room, and there's a big, like long, like shelf that's on the wall, hanging from the wall.
Who's next?
Did you get Brandon Luck? There's Elvis,
Yes.
Brandon Luck, John P,
Elvis is
Pam
next.
Boyd.
I got Pam Boyd, so I need to do Elvis.
Elvis's turn. All right. We did show this before, but in case there's people that are new this time around, this is Black Friday's web store variant. I'm doing these for 10, even though they're going to be more expensive after the show.
That's cool looking.
I like it like skeleton-y head. Rawr.
It's the monster under my
The
bed.
monster.
Need one for George, please.
Black Friday goes George.
For 10.
Let's see if these are all the same. Here's some more of that same one. Boo-doo. And also, after the break, we're going to be digging into some really cool boxes of things that who knows what's going to come out of the box. These are things that I bought as sealed boxes from a store that closed almost a year ago now. And whatever comes out of the box, it doesn't matter. It goes for cover price. So just so you guys know, you need to stick around after the break because my word, we've gotten some really good stuff out of those. All right. And this is $10 retailer variant. $10 retail variant. Black cotton for Carol. Gotcha. Thank you for your patience, Carol. I always like to say, I feel like when I turn that way is when stuff comes up on the screen. Surprise! And I think all of this is the same. Rawr. Right, bees. And bees. And here is your A covers. These are just regular old cover price. Cover price. Black Friday.
Oh, I can't type anymore.
You can't type? Just
No, I
say
can't.
words.
Mine is literally just watching comments.
Aww.
Otherwise, I was playing one of those.
Aww.
My face.
Don't be sad. All right. I love the Black Friday covers too. Yep. They give you a little bit of nightmares. It's kind of like, see, this is what I like about them, right? Because it's like he's over here. Looks like you're at the grocery store or maybe the Target. You're at Target. Here you go. The Target. He's far enough away. He's getting at you, right? And he's getting closer. And then now he's like really close. He's close enough to like touch your face.
Yeah, regular one for Tina, please.
This guy, he's like inside your body. He's in your body.
I see you, Tina. She wants.
What's he say? Tina wants Black Friday, eh? Yeah, Tina does, because this is her kind of book. Roar! All right, so I want to ask my question. What are the two comics on the side of Black Cotton, not the female covers, on the
That side of Black
third shelf? This is the Recount number 2. Recount number 2. And that's just cover price. That's the A cover. And then that's Electric Black. That's the 1 in 10 cover.
I think he means the Matt Baber.
Oh, this stuff down here?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Not that Black Cotton, that Black Cotton. This is Map Maker number 1. Just a $2 really cute book about, piratey people using a map. Really cute, all ages scoot title, which is awesome.
Cover B with Black Friday for George, please.
Friday B. George, I gotcha.
How much is this one?
$10.
Okay.
And then this is the incentive variant, and that one is $10 for Map Maker. Woohoo! Hot hair. I always wanted really long hair. Like, I'm super happy about the long hair. It took me forever to get here, but they didn't tell you what comes with long hair is like, it's like an oven in here. It's like if I lived in a really cold climate, I could like wear it like a coat.
Need 2 Matt Makers.
Map makers, you got it.
For George and Alicia.
George and Alicia, you have them. Whoops. Not unless I pick up 2 of them.
These are the cover A's?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, just $2. $2. These are great to buy and give to your nieces and nephews. Just have one in the car for when you see cute kids, grocery store. I don't know, but you can. I mean, as a grandma aged person, that's what I think about is like one.
You're not a grandma age person.
Huh?
You're not grandma age.
I'm 50, so I could have had lots of grandkids by now, but not yet. All right. I do have a 20-year-old son. Does that count? All right. Last chance. Last chance, last op. And I'm going to give you guys one last chance on this deal. And then I'm stashing them. Forever Maps. Cover price until the end of this show or end of this segment, obviously, because I'm going to pull all this down and we're going to get to the other stuff next. Last chance, Forever Maps. Oh, I want to say thank you so much to all of the awesome Scout creators that came out, publishers. Cannot do this without you guys. What? First time mom, age for LA. Yeah.
After I read, then maybe to the grandkids. Forever Maps.
Tina's going to grab Forever Maps. Enjoy. It is a really great book. I really enjoyed it very much. And if you like it, then you can get the trade paperback next.
So cover price on these?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. Elvis wants a Forever Maps. Come to think of it, there's supposed to be trade paperbacks in this box, or maybe it's coming in the next batch. It's probably coming in the next batch. Because I also am waiting for when Frank and Home on the Farm number 2 comes out. I bet you there's another set.
Forever Maps for Val and Forever Maps for Brian.
Forever Maps for Val and Map Maker for Brian.
Oh, my bad. That's why I read them like twice normally. Like,
Curse you, Scout, for making things that have maps in the word. Map titles.
I thought Val already grabbed those.
That is not. That is for Elvis.
Oh, my bad.
And then Forever Maps for Val now. Oh no, I got it right. I said Forever Maps.
Okay.
Map Maker goes to Brian Hawkins.
Not Elvis?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
There's a Forever Maps goes to Elvis.
Okay.
We're getting it straight. That's why we look at it over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
JP, they're gonna have to put you down and keep on putting information like that out there.
Elvis already has one.
I handed it to you already?
Mm-hmm.
Forever Maps? Okay. Elvis, you already have Forever Maps. All right, I am super excited. Is there anything else anyone has any questions about that's on the board? I'm totally cool with pulling it for you. The only one I didn't look in here, I was sure was all the same book. Yeah. Everything else is duplicates down below me. Ooh,
I wonder
hot
if Black
bear.
Friday cover A.
Hmm?
I mean,
Cover A. Are you gonna need to leave your light on tonight?
I know scary things.
I feel like it has Blair, and I probably have one up front. If it's not true, then I definitely have them on order. Elvis wants White Ash 4, but I don't have any more White Ash 4. I sold out of White Ash 4. I don't know, how many did I order of that? Not enough, obviously. 28 hash. Okay, what? I'm going to tell you a secret. Shh. I have White Ash 4 first prints stashed somewhere. Send me a DM. I mean, no one else heard that, right? Everybody, you can totally ask me about it. I don't even remember where I stashed them. Is that bad? I have a secret stash of comics in the front. I'm pretty sure that's where it is. All right, everybody, does anyone have any questions for our scout guests? Because we have like a whole 4 minutes before the break. We can totally talk about it. Charlie, what is the next round of books that people can look forward to that you are the most excited about? And is Devil Row going to come out as a book? I love the ash can. Are we getting Devil Row? Oh my gosh. You guys are so good at keeping secrets. So proud of you. How often do the ash cans end up being released as actual issues? That's a good question. How often do ash cans get made that just kind of like don't make the cut? Oh, by the horns. I'm super excited about that. Oh my gosh.
Charlie, that's perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which baby's your favorite baby? February's got a good lineup. Yeah, but you're right. The By the Horns, I think everyone's at fever pitch for that book for sure. Mm-hmm. There's the pitch. And I like her name, Elodie. I actually knew an Elodie growing up. All right, that's what I thought. No ash cans. Oh, wait. I told you guys I had ash cans that I had access to. Let me get them. Uh-oh. Is it even possible that I've sold out of those? No, it's not. Okay. There you go. Here's the aforementioned super sought after black cotton ash cans. Those are just $5.
Murder Hobo.
More Murder Hobo.
Love Murder Hobo.
Yes. Makes me feel a little bit dirty for liking it, but Murder Hobo. Also looking forward to the Red Shift, Charlie. Yes. Anyone needs black cotton? And many, many more white ashes. Yes, absolutely. All right, everybody. When we come back from break, this will be completely cleared off. And we're going to dig into this box that's happening down here. I looked at the top of it. It is chock full of indie books. That's as much as I know. Midnight Western Theater. You didn't tell me anything about that.
I need an ash.
How do I not know that?
please.
All right, here goes. Man, that's so cool. All right, everybody, stick with me. It's going to get all kinds of really fast paced right after this break. Thank you so much, Scout, for hanging out with us. Love you guys. You're always awesome and you make the best books. I can't wait to read some of these because actually when they came out of the box, I haven't got to read them yet. So, all right, everybody, see you after the break.
This phase, Zero is coming, and she's ready to party.
You ready, Nemo?
Like a monster. Pre-order now. J0.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit ComicShopLocator.com to find a store near you.
What's going on, everybody? I know what you're thinking. There's no books on this wall. How can that be? Because they're all in this box. Thanks, everyone, for joining us on The Experience, where we support and lift up local comic shops. I'm a local comic shop, but I like shopping at local comic shops. You should find them on ComicShopLocator.com. If you're brand new to the show, fill out the cool form at the bottom. It's going to pop up eventually. Hey, you want to know how you know this is a new box comics? This is the cardboard of power that protects all comic boxes when they come.
Great protection.
Yep.
Oh my.
Yep. Okay, so this is a box I haven't been into. All I've done is look at the top of it. It is from a store that closed, that all of their back stock that never made it out to the floor, or maybe out on the floor when they closed, they put it all in these diamond boxes and sent it to me. So this is my first time in these boxes. Sorry. So these are all cover price, cover price, cover price, no matter what comes out of the box. Here comes the toss. Ready? Oh, you guys are winning already in this box. Holy cow. All right, this is a book called R13 or Robot 13. This is Colossus number 3. Colossus number 3. All books that are claimed get put in bags and boards, by the way. This is V Wars number 8 subcover. V Wars is on TV.
Such a good series.
The comic book that we for sure know is getting developed. Yeah. This is Doctor Who, the 8th Doctor, number 2. 8th Doctor, number 2. A Doctor I never got to watch because...
He was one movie.
Really?
That's it, in the 80s.
What?
Mid 80s.
He looks
He
like
was
a cool
one
dude.
movie, and that was it.
He looks like a cool guy. I don't know.
It was good.
Oh, I've never wanted to hide things under a table so much in my whole life. Dadgummit. Here you go. Ready? This is 12 Reasons to Die, a book that was made with Black Mask and Soul Temple together, featuring Ghostface Killa. It is signed by Matt Rosenberg, number 3.
Ow. Can you hold me be worse for Tina, please?
Yes.
Will I cry?
We'll cry a little bit. We'll cry. Whoever types the fastest here.
I'm okay.
Wayne Bowen typed the fastest.
Tina. Oh.
I wonder what the difference is here. All right, 12 Reasons to Die, number 2, cover AB, also signed by Matt Rosenberg. I don't know why Matt Rosenberg signed him. That's totally his autograph. Okay. From now on, please use the number. That one's going to be Tina Reed. So please make sure you're calling on the same thing I do so I know which one we're calling. I thank you. 12 Reasons to Die, number 2. I'm going to call this one cover B. Cover B. You're an hour late. The Agony, Brian Newman Stahl of Scout. Ah!
For shame.
Now you're missing signed books. What number are you? And a signed number 6. Signed number 6, 12 Reasons to Die. To die. Now just know there's a great many things that are going to be in these boxes that there's going to be lots of multiples for. It's not going to be just like a rush to the one. You did. Yep, that's okay.
12 Reasons, 6 for Tina.
All right. 6 goes to Tina. Does anyone else want the other 2? The 2B wasn't called. 2B. It's another Robot 13.
Oh, poor Brian.
There might have been Black Cotton. All right. I know. Charlie's like, what's that over there?
Oh, my.
All right. This is Uber, issue 26, regular cover. These are like pretty graphically depicted war books. 26 regular cover. This is number 25, Brickhouse cover, limited to 250 copies. Don't say I don't give you stuff. I give you stuff all the time. See? I gave you Ghostface Killa books.
Uber 26 for Tina.
Tina likes the Uber.
Yes.
Oh, well, okay. Here is Uber issue number 1, War Crimes cover, limited to 1,500 copies. Number 1. 25 goes to Tina. Tina likes war books, by the way. I like them too. This is Uber number 4, Night Terror cover, limited to 1,000.
Uber number 1 for Tina.
Uber number 1. You have your list, Tina? 12 reason. Okay. I'm also confused, Wayne.
12 reasons to be for Wayne.
I felt like I had something in it, but it isn't. Uber, Tina. All right, this is Uber number 3, propaganda cover. Uber Invasion number 6, regular cover. Uber number 21, wrap cover. There's the wrap. Ready, Tina?
Oh my. 3, 4, and 6.
It's like rapid fire. All right, Uber number 24. That is also a wrap cover.
Uber 21 for Tina.
Wrap. Brian, I will get you all the things. Don't worry. Uber number 20 wrap cover. I feel like we should do some rapping when I say wrap cover. I'm practicing some new rap. Uber number 23, propaganda. 24, Tina. Uber number 19, wrap.
Uber 20 for Tina.
Gotcha. 23. I promise this whole box is an Uber. It's just got a bunch here at the top. Uber number 22, wrap.
Uber 19 for Tina.
Wrap. Uber number 17, propaganda. Tina?
Oh boy.
Issue number 16, regular old cover.
These are some thick books.
Yeah, I like the cover weight. This is issue 17, wrap cover. Fighting on that one.
Tina.
And 16. Nope, not yet. This is Uber number 14, wrap. 17. Gotcha, Tina. This might be a whole run in this box. Uber 14, regular cover. Uber number 10, wrap. 10 wrap. I don't know if I ever would want to read this series, but I definitely like the covers. Uber number 12, wrap.
14.
Got it. There are 2 different covers that are number 14.
Just put it on there.
14, okay. Gotcha. And a 10 I see. Issue number 11 is a regular cover. Oh, you guys type fast on these. Let's see which number this is. All right, this is Sons of Anarchy, number 3 of 6. They're a connecting cover set. 3 of 6.
I also need 12 and 10 and 11.
Okay. Sons of Anarchy is a cool, like, biker themed show. And this is number 5. This is the main character.
Oh my
Sons.
goodness.
Got it?
Didn't watch it in the back.
Ooh, this is fun. Here we go. All right, this is The Rocketeer by Dave Stevens, number 3. That's the retailer incentive cover.
You need the other sons for Tina, please. Okay.
I'll just tell you guys that sometimes where you're watching this show can get you a little bit faster speed. So you can try around if the speed makes a difference to you at all. Sons is as good as The Sopranos. Really? Excellent. This is Turncoat number 1 by Alex Packnadel. Number one. I've got 2 copies of this. Dos copies. 2 people can get those. This is The Troop by Noel Clarke and Titan Comics. That is number 1. I also have 2 of those. The Troop. One of the best boxes I've opened in a long time. All right, this is Jeff Smith's book, Tukey. Number 2. Tukey.
Troop for Tina, please.
Tina. All right, this is Watson and Holmes. Watson and Holmes, Nude Paradigm. And it is a second printing. I think the last time I looked these up, they were a little bit higher dollar books. This is Watson and Holmes, number 4. And number 3, we hope here's a black and white number 4. There's a couple of those. There's number 2.
Which one is Tina one? Tina put Watson and Holmes.
She called this one first.
Oh, okay.
So that's the one that she's asking for.
Okay.
And then Watson 4, which is this one that I pulled up. And then Val wants Watson, which gets her this one. Tina wanted a 3 and a 2, which are those 2.
Tina?
I still have the 4 like black and white prints. I have this cover of number 4. I don't know about A's and B's on this. It looks like B cover. B cover. I have another 3A. That's 3B. 3A, 3B, Watson. And just regular old number 1s. I've got 3. 3 of those. So Val, it looks like you can get yourself a 3 and a 4, even though there's not another 2 there.
That's number 1 for Tina.
Okay. There's yours, Tina. This is Wake the F Up by Zenoscope. Looks like a number 1. Wake the F Up. Angela wants a Watson one. This is yours. I love this series so much. If you can find the other issues of this, you should. This is up from Devil's Due in First Comics, Witchfinder General number 3. Loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it.
I think they showed up in the
Hey, Mark, how are you doing?
Omens.
Warlord of Mars number 0. By the way, the movie Warlord of Mars is amazing. Can't believe it got passed so much. Warlord of Mars, number 35. There's a couple copies there for you. And the art is always so good in these. What's going on there? You got a number 1, Val. Got number 1. It's the cool second print. Ooh, this is a cool Andy Diggle book. It's a Panosian cover. This is Dynamite's series Uncanny. That is number 1. And it says Season of Hungry Ghosts.
Need Warlord for Alicia. Summers?
Got your Warlord.
Summers. Alicia Summers.
Oh, here you go. You can actually read a big old bunch of these and get them in order. You
Gotcha.
you go for?
I got it. Sweet Summers.
Uh-oh. Here it goes. Make sure I'm not mixing up my seasons here. Okay. So Uncanny goes to Tina and Alicia.
Summers. Okay.
Yeah. We're buying some cool stuff. Brandon. I gotcha. All right. I have 1 copy of Uncanny number 2. I have 3 copies of Uncanny number 3. I have 1 copy of Uncanny 4, cover B. I have 1 copy of Uncanny 4, cover A. That is Uncanny number 6. And that is all I have for Uncanny. Uncanny number 2 goes to Brandon Luck. She ran so far away
Like 10 feet.
to get some backboards.
Okay, Brandon Luck.
Brandon Luck gets the 2. 2. Brandon calls 3 first. Tina gets the other 3, and we got 1 more 3 available. 4 goes to Luck. Oh, you're caught up. 4 goes to Luck. 4B goes to Tina. Brandon Luck gets the 6. Tina, sorry, I already got called by another person that called it by specific number. I apologize. So I still have Uncanny 1s and number 3s. Now, this is the second series. I'm going to let this stay together. So if you call the run, you can get the whole run. Uncanny season 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So say Uncanny run, and you can get the run. It just doesn't make sense to have 1 run of this and have it split.
Uncanny run for Brandon Luck.
Guys are going to have so much fun today. So much fun. This box is hot. All right, Avatar number, Uber number 4. That's the prop cover. Uber 4 prop. This is the wrap cover for number 4. Wrap 4. This is a Night Terror 4, which I think we might have already had out there.
Mm-hmm. Uber 4 for Tina.
That was the first one. Tina, you told me if any of the other covers you wanted.
Uber 4.
All right. And I'm almost 100% certain you got this one already. Unless you wanted another one. You can totally have. I'm not the boss. This is Uber issue 3 regular cover. Uber issue 3 wrap cover. Uber issue 4 regular cover. Uber issue 27. That is the War Crimes cover. This is Uber number 15. Propaganda cover. There's a couple of those.
Uber 3 wrap and Uber
3 wrap.
regular? Just regular?
Yep, it's right here.
Oh,
I got those. 27 right there. And 15. There's the one that we've got duplicates of. And this is issue 10, and that looks like the end of our Uber run here. That's 10 regular. All right, this is Doctor Who, 8th Doctor, number 1C. 1C. Doctor 1C. This is 8th Doctor, number 3, B cover. Gotcha, Tina. Ta-da.
bam skis.
Super excited for tomorrow's lineup. You have Nerd News Now, which when you're going to have to tolerate seeing me one more time this week. Nerd News Now is we talk about stuff that happened this week. 8th Doctor, number 1B, or subscription cover. Trent Reznor, I love your screen name. It is awesome. We are doing what's called What's in the Box. So I don't know what's in the box. So I don't know. If you're looking for a specific book, you can send me a DM and I can look after the show. I'm down for doing that. Or you can fill out the paperwork that's going to pop up at the bottom of the screen and just request more information. All right, Doctor Who, year 2 of the 10th Doctor. That is the cover B of number 1. This is number 3 cover B. Like his little chin in the air there. And here's the stuff in the box that I was like, there's no way. This is Niobe. She is Life, number 1. Niobe. She is Life, number 1. It's from Stranger Comics. Oh, it didn't get any better than finding that in a box. Oh,
Niobe for Brian Hatch, please.
Actually, I got one in front of me, so I'm going to just give you that one. And Wayne and Pam, you guys got the 3 copies that are in the box. That's amazing. Man, make you many monies.
Let's see. It was Brian Hatch, Wayne, and
Hatch,
Pam.
Wayne, Pam. All right, this is part of that connecting cover. More of it. This is number 1. And this is number 2, connecting cover of Sons of Anarchy. Here is the Blacklist number 1. This is the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive cover from 2015.
Sons number 1.
Sons 1 for Tina.
Sons 2 for Tina.
That makes it easy. We're going to just hand it over. All right, Rocketeer Adventures. This is number 2, cover B. It was a Rocketeer.
Blacklist 1 for Angela. Blacklist 1 for Tina.
I just have one for Angela. Sorry, Tina. I don't have any more. Where am I? You are in an awesome selling show on The Experience.
Hi.
Howdy. I'm Jen King, owner of Space Cadets Collection. This is Rocketeer Adventures number 3B. And number 1B. Everything that I'm showing is cover price, no matter what comes out of these boxes. I don't know. It's stuff from a store that closed and send me all their stuff. This is, oh, here you go. Rocketeer Hollywood Horror number 1. That is the retailer incentive cover. And that is the Adventures 2 cover B. Welcome everybody for being here. Thank you for joining us on The Experience. This is my regular Thursday night show. You're watching What's in the Box. This is the Troop 2A to go with your other one. Troop 2A to go with your one. There's still another one, number 1 up there if anyone needs it. And Troop number 4A. Ugh, that's a gross looking cover. Ew, he's got cooties. Got more Tukey. All right, I'm gonna put it together. This is Tukey number 1 by Jeff Smith, who also wrote Bone. That's your Tukey number 2 to go with it.
Troop 2A for Tina Reid and Troop 4A for Tina Reid.
Ooh, troop. You like it because it has gross stuff on it? Because it's gross.
That looks awesome.
She loves horror. It makes sense to me. Tukey, and oh, there's a whole run here. Tukey 3. Tukey 4. Tukeys. Hey, wait, there's some more Watson Holmes. Here's Watson Holmes 5. That is 5A. 5B. Number 3, black and white. Here's a number 1, black and white.
Watson 5 for Tina.
5, gotcha. We got another 5 for other people that are building collections here.
5A for Tina.
Yep, that's the right one.
Oh, it is 8:30 here.
Oh, goodness. It is 8:30. That means it is time to watch some awesome commercials for things that are upcoming and cool new books that are coming out. All right, everybody, stay tuned. After the break, we got some more cool stuff.
When Dr. Frankenstein created a monster, he lost control. Now, the era of monsters has begun. With a robot army at his command, Dr. Frankenstein battles vampires, zombies, werewolves, and monsters. No one is safe. Everything is monstrous.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit ComicShopLocator.com to find a store near you.
everybody. I'm Miss Jen. And you're watching me on The Experience. This is What's in the Box. I just want to make sure everybody knows there's cool stuff coming up tomorrow. You definitely need to turn in to the entertainment we have going on in tomorrow's block of entertainment. Nerd News Now, which is a way to catch up on all the nerd news that you ever want. Saturday's got some awesome stuff. Dynamic Forces Presents, which is your really great way to get into really beautiful Dynamic Forces issues with Nick Barucci. He gives really great deals, by the way. Probably because he owns that company. He can do that for you. And what we do in the comic shop with Dr. Christy Blanche. Super excited about that. And the way I like to finish all my Saturdays. Oh my gosh. Taji Beats. Taji Beats. So fun. All right. Here we go. Everybody. Hi, Roseanne. It's nice to see you. Which comic book store is featured on the comic book locator ad? The one that they walk through? I don't know. Producer Kyle, do you know what shop that is? Because it is really beautiful. All right, for anyone that's just joining us now, please let us know because we can give you the information on how to claim books to buy. You just fill out this information bar here, cut and paste that for later, and that's how I get in contact with you. Let's go. We've got Warlord of Mars number 30. By the way, everything is just cover price that's coming out of these boxes. I don't know what's in them. It's all a surprise, and there's been some amazingly expensive books that have come out of here at cover price already. Warlord of Mars number 30. I think that's Perillo. 31. Hey, there's another 30 for in case two people once. This is a Joe Jusko cover, number 32. 34, I believe, is also Perillo. Oh, here we go. Here's some other stuff. This is another version of Uncanny number 1. If anyone wants another copy of Uncanny number 1, there's another cover version. We'll call that the white cover. There's the black cover. And I have more number 2s. So if anyone missed out on any of them, just let me know. That one goes to Angela.
I got you.
We got you. This box is crazy. It's like a crazy person packed it. Because I see there's more Uber down here at the bottom.
Uncanny 1 black cover for Tina.
Gotcha. Tina, we gotcha. And crazily, there's another number 2 in here. That is the B. Russell G, welcome.
Uncanny 1 white cover and a number 2 for Val.
Easy peasy, Val. We gotcha. Season of Hungry Ghosts. Oh, here you go. Here's an expensive book or 2. Watch it now on TV. This is V-Wars number 1. V-Wars number 1. I can already tell you I know these are expensive because I have other ones listed online that I found some other time. And number 1 subcover.
Hi, Russell.
Russell, what's going on, man? Cover price, cover price, cover price. Crazy stuff coming out of here.
Bears 1.
Bears 1. I gotcha. I know what you mean. V-Wars number 2. V-Wars sub gets called by Tina. V-Wars 3.
Hey, Tina. Did Tina call one?
Tina called the sub that I handed you.
You gave me Elvis's.
No. He did not call the sub.
Ah.
I gotta go by the sub calls. Number 2 got called first by Angela. Number 3 got called first by Angela.
Both these, Angela?
Yep. 3 variant, or sorry, sub. 3 sub. 4A, and number 6. I'm sure there's more in this box. If you ever wonder why we do what we do, we always like look for the exact same thing we called it. That's what we're doing. All right. 3 sub gets called first by Tina. 4 got called by Angela. And waiting on a 6. We don't have a bear up, so I don't have a bear to give you. I apologize. I also have V Wars number 5.
V Wars 6 for Angela.
And number 8. Okay, Angela got the 6. Okay. Sub and variant. So a sub is a variant book, but they solicit them usually as specifically saying for sub. So, for example, if I was a retailer and I wanted to have a special cover that was just for my people that do pull boxes, then I would order sub covers for them, and they would be different.
8 for Tina.
8 for Tina. Okay. See a bear. Maybe you see Uber. Might be Uber you're looking at. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 5. Right. This is Michael Avon Oeming's The Victories, Dark Horse Comics. That is a number 1. Tina called Angela called the 5.
Oh, okay.
It's right there. Okay. Victories number 2. Victories number 5 of 5. Uber. Yep. It's spelled U-B-E-R. Number 7. Number 12. And number 13. They also do things that are called FOC covers, and they're covers that were not solicited at initial orders, but they put on the order list at FOC, which is our final order cutoff, which happens about 3 weeks out from books. So if you hear retailers all the time say, I'm sorry, you're asking for a book after FOC, that's the last chance we get to manipulate our numbers. It used to be we could put extra orders in after the FOC closed, and they would just fill in as back orders. Now, because of the tiny print runs of things, the likelihood that something's going to be filled after the FOC is almost none. It's really tiny. All right, this is a one-shot book. One shot that is Wild Rover and the Sacrifice. One shot. Wild Rover.
Is he the one on top row?
So this is Uber number 15. So if you were trying to call that, you got to call it the correct things. And this is an awesome book called Robot 13. And it looks kind of like a bear. That's possible.
One shot Wild Rover for Tina.
Tina, I gotcha.
I do enjoy this cover.
Yeah.
Like Cthulhu's getting drunk.
Oh, and another one goes to Val.
Val?
All right. There's more Ubers in this box. What in the world? I know Tina's going to be super happy. This is issue number 14, regular cover. I do believe that you got one of those. That seems familiar. 13 wrap. 13 wrap. Special 1, Grim Reaper. Uber. Special 1, wrap cover. Special 1, wrap. And I do have 2 copies of the Grim Reaper. Robot Club. 13 goes to Russell G.
I will find you.
Russell G.
Found him. Told you.
I like the way she's like, I will find you. Aha.
And I did.
Okay, so 14, 13, wrap. Special 1, special wrap. If I have 14, I think you do.
She does
Tina.
have 14.
Yep, we got that for you. All right, so there's still a 14 and a special 1 wrap that are unclaimed. This is a fun cover. This is number 6 propaganda. What? Oh, 6 regular. 6 wrap. 6 war crimes. It's a limited cover. 7 propaganda, which I do believe we've had because that looks really familiar. Trying to get them all together so we get to the last of it. Okay, that might be it. Those might be the end of them. 6 prop reg wrap war crimes. That one I'm pretty sure we have seen. Tina. Nah. It's all fun. We're all good. All right. Ooh, this is a Boom book. You remember Boom made a deal, first look deal with Netflix. So at any moment, their books can be announced, and they have been announcing them. This is Venus, #1. There are 3 copies of that. Venus, #1. Oh, and there's a Victories #6. Then we had Victories out here. There we go.
Venus #1 for Alicia Summers.
Alicia. There you go, Alicia. Oh, there's an Uber hiding here. This is number 12 propaganda. Russell G, I see your Venus. Oh, these aren't going to last. Vampirilla, #30. That's a Perillo cover. 36 is a Fabiano cover. This is Fairy Tales, #5. Vampirilla 31. That looks like Perillo. 12, it's called. There you go, sister.
Alicia Summers called Vampirilla. Number 30.
30. A big screen of screening says it's Angela on top.
Yes.
I'm going to go with mine. Angela got Vamp 30. Angela 36. Angela 5. Angela 31.
So all Angela?
Mm-hmm.
I'll put her right next to me for now.
Vampirilla #26. That's a Renault cover. 26 Perillo. 24 Fabiano. #1 Fairy Tales. Like I just should hold these in my hands. Got about 11 more minutes on this night of awesome entertainment on The Experience. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Please, 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 we have some more time to do this, but if you really could, I would be so happy if you would definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel. It helps us out very, very much. And share that, please, 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 with everybody. 26 gets called first, Angela Spires. 24 gets called Angela Spire. Oh, there's another version of it. Angela. Yep. Both Angela. That's Perillo. 24.
Oh my.
Someone's got some upgraded speed. I see. I still have the Fury 1.
Angela.
All right, this is a cool series called Victory City. It's an IDW 44 Flood book. This is number 1. This is number 3.
Val,
Got a
I'm
couple
number
of this.
2 in line.
For besties? Wait, are we taking applications for besties and I got
For-
left out?
For Tina's comic library.
Oh, I just want to hang out with Tina in general. Oh, and I've got, okay, here we go. I got 2 number 1s for Victory City, 2 number 1s, and 3 number 3s. 2 number 1s, 3 number 3s. No one wants that Fairy Tales. That makes me laugh. Oh, how cute. Oh my gosh, everyone's going to fight over this. All right, this is Little Vampy one shot.
Oh,
Look at the back. Ah!
No arms in the back.
They're hanging there like this.
Oh, okay. It's so cute.
All right, Vampirilla Strikes 2. Vampirilla Strikes number 1, Finch.
Angela called Vampy.
Vampy goes to
Oh,
Angela.
it's so cute.
It's a thick book, too.
It is.
Vampirilla Strikes number 1. I'm going to call this, oh, it's Johnny D. Johnny D cover. Stick on this. Go back to that one. Vampirilla Strikes number 1. Manara cover. Vampirilla Southern Gothic number 1. Vampirilla Altered States one shot. Vampirilla number 100. This is a 100-page special, and it is a cover price of $7.99, just so you're aware. And a very naughty book. This will have probably nudity and adult situations in it, but the cover's not too horrible. This is a Veronica Returns number 3. Veronica Returns number 3.
I need Vamp Southern, Vamp 100 for Angela.
Southern 100.
Is the 100 the one shot?
Hmm?
Is the 100 the one shot?
Yep. Oh, hold on. Nope, it's the Altered States, and that goes to Russell G. Russell G.
That one's Russell G.
Mm-hmm. And Veronica goes to Angela. I thought for a minute it was signed inside, but it's not. All right, there's some other Vampirilla that's hanging out there.
You said who for this one?
That one went to Angela.
Okay.
And I have a number 2 of that same series, number 2. And there happens to be one more number 3 in that box. Another number 3 in that box. That's what's in that box.
Oh my.
And weirdly hidden in the bottom of the box, this is another one that we had out already. There's just more copies of this. This is Uber Special number 1. Grim Reaper cover, limited to 500. There's some more in there. And Angela takes the 2. I'm sure I'm hanging it here. 3 goes to Alicia.
Oh, Summers or?
So Angela Spires got the 2.
Mm-hmm.
3 goes to Alicia Summers. Yeah.
Okay. We have 2 Alicia back.
All right, I have Iron Man House of M number 1s. Iron Man House of M number 1s. we've actually gotten to the point where I ran out of the one box I had, so I got to go get another box, which is crazy in the last couple of minutes. But I'm gonna.
Oh my.
I thought I had it timed out exactly right, but no. Let's find out what's in this box. You did miss a lot, Brainy. What's going on? Is there one called Vampy Strikes? Yep, there's a bunch of Vampy Strikes. There's a number one, number two. That's what I got. Here we go. We can get a little bit into this box. Well, this has got a bunch of awesome number ones in it for you guys. This is Image Comics Sovereign number one. Sovereign number one. You got to do a mix. Excellent. I am looking forward to your mix tomorrow night. By the way, Brainy, how's you beats? Do you have any questions about Brainy about what kind of mix he's going to do tomorrow night? If you want to do like requests for future mixes, now's the time. Southern Cross number one, also Image.
Yeah. So
make sure you go to the YouTube channel and subscribe, and it will always ping you. It'll give you the ping, unless you have turned off your notifications, and I can't help you with that. And number two.
Saturday night, not Friday night.
Oh my gosh. I've already skipped Friday. Southern Cross, number one, Angela.
Friday is nap day.
Kind of feel like I have no real good explanation for why. I've totally skipped days. All right. Here is Sovereign number two to go with your number ones.
You hand me all the Southern Crosses. We also need another number one.
Oh, cool. So we have got Southern Crosses for both Alicia and Angela, it looks like. And here's Southern Cross number three. Southern Cross number threes. There you go, 1, 2, and 3. You guys have some great reading. We got 2 more minutes. This is how much stuff can we put on the board here. That's a bunch more. Southern Cross 1.
Southern Cross 3 for both of them, please.
I gotcha. So crazy how some boxes are just like one of this and one of that, and the other boxes are chock full of the exact same books so that everyone can get it. Makes me very happy. More Southern Cross 1. By the way, when I have boxes like this that have a whole bunch in there, if you want to have a bunch, you can. No, I just been on for 2. Just rounding up my last couple minutes here. All right, what are you? This is Black Science number 6. And ooh, Book of Death number 1, Valiant Comics. This is a big event book.
Oh,
big event book. This will be our last book right as we close out our time on the experience. Thank you guys so much for being so welcoming for everybody that's new to this platform. I know it's an interesting new way to shop on the YouTubes.
Book of Death for Angela and Tina.
Aha, gotcha. And Brainy.
And Brainy.
And there's,
oh my.
there's not more in this one for right now. Yeah, it is. I will save what's in this box for the next round. So this will be next week. And there are some other versions of that cover. I just can't start it again right now because we're about to sign off for our broadcast day. Just remember that tomorrow's broadcast day has the Nerd News Now show and Shop Talk. Do not miss it. And then on Saturday, you have Dynamic Forces Presents with Nick Barucci, What We Do in the Comic Shop with Dr. Christie, and Taji Beats with Brainy. We have so much cosplay tomorrow. Oh, Friday we get to do some more cosplaying. Yes. It's not on my big sheet of what's coming up. So if you want to learn some cool techniques from our friend Cheryl Whited, she is amazing. And she's done shows like on cable TV, and she's a well-known person. So, and she's also from our past. She used to be one of our reps at Diamond. So we love her. All right, everybody. Yeah. Oh. No, thank me. What? No, thank you. You're not going to come tomorrow? Okay, fine. Fine. I don't want you to watch my Nerd News Now show anyway. Joe's a friend. It's okay. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been a blast. And I will see you guys next time on The Experience.